Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here on the stream. And so that's right, we're here for Thursday Night Football, guys, the Jacksonville Jaguars and Cincinnati Bengals. So this will be one that features two quarterbacks that they had a lot of success at the college level, and they're still trying to make a name for themselves here in the NFL, coming with a lot of potential here. And so this is going to be a fun one. A lot of young guys here in this one, and it'll be fun to watch. Hey, Dom, thank you so much for joining the stream, man. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here, man. Who you got winning this game? Are you rooting for the Jaguars or the Bengals? Matter of fact, give me your score projection for this one. Azure Shaq, what's good, man? Glad to have you back, man. And so, my day is going pretty good, man. Pretty good. Glad that we're here at Thursday. That means Friday's tomorrow. So absolutely happy about that. But how's it going with you? Which team are you rooting for in this one? All right, so Dom, you got a question? All right, yeah, what's your question? Let me know. All right, so you've got the Bengals 24-13. I like it. Yeah, I can definitely see that being the final score. I've definitely got the Bengals myself, and I'm excited for this young Bengals team because I know this is a team that, they have the opportunity to go 3-1, fresh off a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was a big win for them. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Bengals are going to look against teams like the Ravens, teams like the Browns inside their division. And just honestly, a couple weeks from now, how are they going to look? This is a team coming in there. We knew that they have some talent on offense. We just didn't know how this is going to play out throughout the course of the season. So I'm really excited for this young team for sure. And I'm expecting big things today. All right, so the kickoff is on the way. And there's not going to be a return. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, they'll start off at their own 25-yard line at 1st and 10. So we'll get to take a look at Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer out there first for the Jacksonville Jaguars here and see if they're able to get the first points of the game in this one. Let's see. Ashak says that you've got Cincy 30-13. And so I know that you've had a firsthand look of the Bengals because they played against your Bears and stuff like that. So definitely you say 30-13. I'm hoping it's a little bit more competitive for the sake of this channel's sake, during this game, but I can definitely see that. I just want to see the Bengals go out there, see Joe Burrow, the Chase, Jamar Chase, see that combination and so forth. All right, but here we go. 1st and 10. Trevor Lawrence up under center. Tight end goes in motion. 2 receivers at the top. Robinson's in the backfield. He throws it. And it's going to be a completion, a gain of about 10, say 11 yards on the play. So Trevor Lawrence getting about 11 yards on the first completion to Chenault. That takes it to Jacksonville's 36-yard line. And so Dom says, is YouTube your main job? I appreciate that. I really do. Actually, I do have a daytime job. And so, I post when I can, when I get breaks and stuff throughout the day. But now YouTube is currently my second job. I would love for YouTube to become my main job in the future, though. That is the goal. Out of the shotgun formation, Trevor Lawrence. He gives it to James Robinson, and Robinson, he picks up about 5 yards on the carry. They're going to have to rely a lot on him today. I know Carlos Hyde, he's been ruled out for this one. He was having some shoulder problems, they say, before the game, so it was a last-minute out. So that means there's going to be more workload for James Robinson, which is good for anybody that's got him on their fantasy football team. All right, so now you've got Trevor Lawrence lining up under center. 2 receivers at the bottom, tight end motion to the bottom of the screen as well. They toss it to Robinson. He's going. Follows his block, and that's going to be a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Setting up a 3rd and 1 coming up at their 45-yard line. Mike, what's good? What's good? You said, hey, JB, went over your predictions. We got to talk. Yeah, Mike, I'm ready for it, Mike. I'm ready for it. There's a lot about this week's predictions that I felt could go either way, but absolutely. All right, so now we've got a commercial break here, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 at Jacksonville's 45 when we return. Let's see, Don says, yeah, well, I got to go to bed. Got to get ready for school in the morning. See ya. Hey, thank you so much for coming through, man. Really appreciate the support, man. You go ahead, have a great night. And, yeah, tomorrow's Friday, so I know everybody's got to be excited about that. So, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, Mike, let me know your projection for this game as well. Let me know who you got winning, in this one and your final score. Let's see, Mike says, first of all, you did my adopt a team dirty. It wasn't even like that, Mike. It wasn't even like that. I mean, you see, in my own video, I had to predict against my own team, which was the hardest thing for me to do. So if I had to predict against my own team, nobody was safe. Nobody was safe. Absolutely. Yeah, but nothing like having Thursday night football right here. Let's see. Abhishek says, hot take. He said Friday night more than day is better than Saturday. I will say that, there's nothing like a Friday, although for me on Friday nights, that's pretty much the day that I'm going to be like chilling and stuff. But absolutely, there's nothing like a good old Friday night. You know that you've got a whole day worth of college football coming up and then on the NFL following that. But you're just in a moment on Friday. Some people got paid and stuff. So, yeah, there's nothing like a good Friday night. Absolutely there with you. Let's see. Mike says, now I doubt most would take the Panthers over the Cowboys. Not without Christian McCaffrey. Not without C-Mac back there. Absolutely. So that's a tough one. But, hey, if they come through, then you best believe that I'm going to have to give Sam Darnold some props because if they're going to win that game, it's going to be because of him. Meanwhile, we've got the Jacksonville player that's being carted off the field. Let me see what actually happened on that. Oh, man. So Robinson landed up on his leg. I missed that the first time around. And that was Clark. So I was definitely hoping the best for him. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun. Got two receivers at the top, one motions to the bottom of the screen. Robinson in the backfield. They give it to Robinson, and he's trying to power forward, and he looks like he got the first down. Great second effort there by James Robinson to get that first down for the Jaguars. Absolutely, Mike. Yeah, definitely make sure I bring that up. All right, so we got a 1st and 10 here at Jacksonville's 47-yard line. Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun. Two receivers at the bottom, one receiver at the top of the screen. Robinson in the backfield. Bengals look like they might be sending at least 5 on the play. They got to get the snap off quickly, and that's going to be either delay of the game or the timeout. All right, so Jacksonville got the timeout off. If you're the Jaguars, this is a big drive right here. You have got to find a way. You want to start off and get some points here early on because the offense, they're having a nice drive right now. 4 plays, 22 yards. If you can keep this going and get some points here, it'll definitely build the confidence of this young Jaguars team. But, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely have that discussion at the break for sure. All right, so they're returning from that timeout. I will say this. It's been a tough year for rookie quarterbacks so far in this season. I mean, they've just faced a lot of adversities early on, so this is going to make them better in the future moving forward. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, one at the top. Robinson's in the backfield next to him in the shotgun. He takes a snap, fakes it to Robinson. He's looking. He's on the run. He's still looking downfield, though. He cuts up. He's going to get out of bounds and lose about a good 1.5 yards, 2 yards on the play. He probably would have been better off just throwing that ball away. Yeah, so Mike, the Saturday game that I'm choosing to cover is going to be when number 8 Arkansas plays against number 2 Georgia. That's going to be one of the early games, so I had to cover it. So yeah, that's the game that I'm choosing to cover. So that's going to be a good one. 2 teams in the top 10. That's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to that one. Lawrence in the shotgun, hands it to Robinson. Robinson, he's trying to move forward, picks up about 4 yards on that carry. So it's going to bring up a third down situation. All right, so this is going to be 3rd and 8. They're at Jacksonville's 49-yard line. All right, shotgun formation. They got 2 receivers and tight end at the top, 1 receiver at the bottom of the screen. Let's see, Robinson's next to Lawrence in the shotgun. Bengals looked like they were going to send blitz, but they drop back. Lawrence throws it just off his fingertips there. That's going to be incomplete, so the Bengals are going to force a punt. Big stop there by the Cincinnati Bengals. I like the throw that he tried to do. I feel like, in terms of Shenault, he probably maybe just mistimed it just a little bit on that jump. All right, so yeah, we're about to get ready to see the punter out here. Snap is up, punt is up. All right, so we're going to get a return here. And he's still running. Okay, takes it almost to the 20. But there is a flag on the play. See what the penalty is going to be about. Okay, so illegal block in the back on the Bengals. All right, so they're going to start off 1st and 10 at the Bengals 9-yard line. All right, let's see. Mike says, I'm wondering, does Darnold even have it in him to put 28 points or more? And so that's the question we're going to find out. I mean, I will say this. The moment that Christian McCaffrey got hurt, it looked like Darnold was going to revert back to his old self. But for Darnold, obviously having DJ Moore, they have a nice connection going. We saw that evident in their win over the Houston Texans. They've yet to get Robbie Anderson going this season. So if they're going to have a chance, Robbie Anderson, he's going to have to go out there and step up huge for Carolina Panthers. And then, they got rid of Arnold, so I'll have to see, does that mean that Tommy Trimble's going to get more of a role in that offense? There's a lot of things that we're going to find out about this Carolina Panthers team, but I will tell you this. If they can go down there and win against the Dallas Cowboys or even just keep it extremely close, that's going to tell you a lot about this Carolina Panthers team and Sam Darnold if they can go out there and still perform without a Christian McCaffrey, because they don't have a Mike Davis this year to step in and keep things going. I mean, Hubbard, he's going to try to do his best, and if he progresses nicely, that'll really help them out, but it's going to be a really tough task because this Dallas team is a really good one. Let's see. Mike says Arnold is a good tool to this young Jags team. Wonder how good the Jags offensive line is. That's really the question. I mean, I feel like so far what we've seen this season when it comes to the Jaguars, they really haven't. Most of the matchups that you've seen them against, I think of teams like the Broncos that I know that they played. Those are some tough competitions that they had. So we're really about to find out. Even Houston has shown that they've been a pretty good team when they had Tyrod Taylor out there. So we're going to really see today. I feel like we're going to really get to see this offense at its best tonight because of all the teams they played. Maybe this matchup might be the most favorable for them in terms of just being able to go out there and maybe execute. Not saying that they'll win, but maybe you could just see what their offense look like at its best. Oh, yeah, don't shy away. Yeah, I was actually checking that score not too long ago. Last time I checked, and I'm just looking at it now, Virginia's up over the University of Miami 9-0 right now. So I know they just got a safety not too long ago. So, yeah, they're up 9-0 in this one. Let's see. Mike says the NFL needs to have 2 teams on call rather than have 2 bad teams on Thursday Night Football. This game, I think, is interesting. And so, yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that for sure. Meanwhile, we've got the Bengals coming back out. You say I like the other running back the Panthers have. That was what was his name? I know exactly. Royce Freeman. Royce Freeman. That's it. So Joe Barrow up under shotgun. Up under the center. Fakes, tosses it, throws it, and he's got Boyd. And Boyd is still running. What a play that was. What a play that was. Wow. So that was about 33 yards right there. Faked it to the back, got the defense to hesitate, and then threw it to Boyd, who came right where the linebackers were supposed to be on that play. Excellent play call. All right, so we've got a 1st and 10 here for the Bengals at that 42-yard line. Burrow up under center. Receiver in motion. One back in the backfield. Fake toss it again. This time throws it to Jamar Chase. And yeah, they chased that one down for a loss of about 2 yards on the play. So Jacksonville's like, you're not going to fool me twice. All right, so 2nd and 12 at the Bengals 40-yard line. All right, so this time we're going shotgun. No backs in the backfield because Mixon's up at the top of the screen. 2 receivers at the bottom. Jaguars look like they want to bring pressure on this play, but they only send 4. He throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. You have to wonder if they're on the same page on that one. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 12. All right, shotgun formation again. This time he's got 3 wide. Running back motions to the backfield. Takes a snap. Jaguars send 5 on the play. Burrow throws a nice pass near the sideline. Jamar Chase with the reception. What a play. So, yeah, that was a nice play. Gain of 15 yards on the play, and that takes it all the way to the Jacksonville Jaguars 45-yard line. Again, we are here in the first quarter, 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining to go here in the first quarter. First drive here for the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's looking good. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers wide. 1 receiver goes in motion. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. 5 seconds on the play clock. Burrow takes a snap, fakes it to the back, and throws it. Receiver still on his feet. So, yeah, they're doing an excellent job of utilizing that play fake. And this time it's Tate with the reception. So that takes it all the way to the Jacksonville 27-yard line. And so far, 5 plays, 64 yards, 2 minutes, 4 seconds, time of possession. So Burrow up under center. Let's see if they'll actually run the ball on this play. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Takes a snap. Hands it to the back. And the back, he's got about a good 2 yards on the play. So that's going to set up a 2nd and 8 situation at the Jaguars 25-yard line. All right, so Burrow in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 receiver at the top. Tight end motions to the top of the screen. Jaguars send pressure right down the middle, untouched, but they're able to throw it to Joe Mixon, who gets it back to the line of scrimmage. So great job on that play by the Jaguars, setting up a 3rd and 8 from Jacksonville's 25-yard line. All right, so here we go, 3rd and 8. Can the Bengals get a first down, or will they have to settle for a 3-point field goal attempt? Shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Jaguars showing pressure. They send 4, they send 5 actually. Nice pass, Jamar Chase. but there is a penalty. So let's see what the penalty is going to be. Ooh, they called pass interference on Jamar Chase. So that's going to negate that catch. Let's see. Ashak says, hope DJ is all right. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Mike says, I have a good feeling the Jags will keep close or win. Said the D is terrible. All right, shotgun formation here on 3rd and 18. 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. He motions the running back. Burrow throws a quick pass to Boyd. And Boyd, he gains about 11 yards off of that. So he's able to get some of the yards back. So now that's going to be 4th and 7 back at the Jacksonville Jaguars 25-yard line. So you have to think they're going to go for the 3-point attempt here. So that's going to be Evan McPherson with the field goal attempt. All right, so that's going to be a 43-yard attempt. He's lining up. 5 seconds on the play clock. All right, so the kick is up, and it's no good. It curved. Somehow it curved on him at the end, so it's no good. So, wow, a good drive like that gone to waste. So all that because of the penalty by Jamar Chase that ended up costing them the first down that they picked up. So, but what a miss. Let's see. Ashak says, what a play from Boyd. Yeah, Boyd, he is underrated. I tried to get him in my fantasy football league, but it didn't work out that way. Absolutely. And guys, remember to press the thumbs up button for sure. Definitely appreciate all the support, guys, and definitely make sure that you're pressing the thumbs up button here so we can go ahead and get YouTube to actually show this channel a little bit more out there and hopefully gain some more people here along this journey that we have together, guys. So definitely appreciate all the support there. And anybody that's new that's watching, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these play-by-plays or either just sports news in general, because I definitely produce a lot of sport news throughout the week as well. So absolutely appreciate you guys so much. Let's see. Mike's like, is young Burrow going to develop or fizzle out? That's the question. When I look at Joe Burrow, I see a lot of similarities as even another former Cincinnati Bengal. You think of Carson Palmer when he was with the Bengals. Carson Palmer to Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco, however you want to call him. And then you think of Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. They could have that type of thing going down there in Cincinnati. I can honestly see that being the resurgence of something like that down there for these Bengals. I mean, they've got a lot of good receivers. And when I think of the 2005 Cincinnati Bengals, I could see this team at some point reaching a similar status of that 2005 Cincinnati Bengals team. So to me, I think Burrow's shown me that he's going to turn out to be that guy the Bengals need, I think. It's just a matter of, can Cincinnati honestly equip enough pieces around a quarterback to actually win? That's going to be the question long term. Let's see. As Shaq says that Auden Tate is another underrated guy. The Bengals overall have a very underrated wide receiver core. Anytime you play for Cincinnati, there's a good chance that you're going to be underrated. I mean, this offense in general is just underrated, honestly. And I feel like they're going to continue to grow, and then it's just going to be at some point in the season they're going to go ahead and reach the point where they're going to take off. Last year, obviously, Joe Burrow got hurt. It was his first year starting. But this year, if they can play a full season together, I think at some point they can really start taking off as an offense. And then by this time next year, people are going to be talking about, have you seen that Bengals team and stuff like that? So we'll see how things play out. Yeah, Adishak, yeah, I do like their uniforms. I will say that. I remember the first time I saw their uniforms that was being displayed during the offseason, and I was like, yeah, I do like their uniforms. All right, so Trevor Lawrence up under center. They hand it to the up back. He's running. That's going to be a first down. That's going to be a first down. Almost took out Marvin Jones on that play, but Jones looks to be all right. So, yeah, that's a gain of 11 yards by Agnew. So that's going to be 1st and 10 at Jacksonville's 44-yard line. The Jaguars are trying to take advantage of the missed field goal opportunity by the Cincinnati Bengals, and even them themselves, they showed they can move the ball in that last possession. So now they've got 3 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen, shotgun formation for Trevor Lawrence, Robinson in the backfield. Lawrence bootlegs, he throws it, and that's caught. That's caught, gain of about 8 yards. And is that Tavon Austin with the reception? Oh, wow. Didn't even realize he was. That's why they did pick him up with the Jaguars. So nice to see them getting him involved. Let's see. All right, so this time Lawrence is up under center. Robinson in the backfield. Got a receiver at the bottom of the screen. Hands it to Robinson. He's met by a linebacker. And it's looking like he got the first down, gain of about 2 yards on the play. That's going to set up a 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati Bengals 46-yard line. Again, this is 2 teams, 2 young teams, 2 young quarterbacks out there trying to establish themselves in the NFL. All right, 1st and 10. Lawrence is going to line up in the shotgun formation. Got a receiver at the top of the screen, 2 receivers at the bottom. Tight end goes in motion. Robinson in the backfield. Lawrence takes a snap. He's looking. He's looking. He feels the pressure. He rolls. He's still running. He's running for his life back there. And he throws it out of bounds. Smart play to throw that ball out of bounds. And good job by the offensive line not getting called for holding or something like that. In a situation like that, there's a good chance that at least someone would try to reach out and hold. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the Bengals 46-yard line. Again, we're here in the first quarter, 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. All right, 2nd and 10 coming up. All right, Lawrence in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Robinson's the back in the backfield. Lawrence takes a snap. He's looking. He's moving. He's running. He's running. He's still running. He got the first down using his legs. That's a gain of 11 yards on the play. Yeah, so Trevor Lawrence and his speed is definitely underrated for sure out there. He's definitely got some wheels on him. We saw that at Clemson when he had to utilize it. All right, so now we're looking at a 1st and 10. Receiver Marvin Jones in motion. Hands it to Robinson. Robinson, he's got a lane, and he picks up the first down. Good run by Robinson. That lane, that's a great job of the offensive line on that because they opened up the lane. I saw that lane. I probably could have ran through that hole, guys. Like, that was just an excellent hole on that play. Yeah, you see that lane when he cut there? That was a good one. I mean, no lie. Old man Adrian Peterson could have ran through that one, guys. All right, shotgun formation. 1 receiver at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom of the screen. Fakes it to the back, throws it to the tight end. Now the tight end's rumbling up there. And what a hit. I mean, you don't see tight ends getting knocked down like that, but that was Arnold with the play. The newly acquired tight end from the Carolina Panthers, guys. That'll set up a 1st and goal at the Cincinnati Bengals 6-yard line. 7 plays, 61 yards on this drive, 3 minutes and 9 seconds of time of possession, and they're at the goal line here. Will the Bengals get the first points tonight? Trevor Lawrence lines up under center. 1 back in the backfield. Jones at the top of the screen. They take it. They hand it to Robinson. Robinson, he's looking. He saw the lane. That's a touchdown. Touchdown, Jacksonville Jaguars. So they get the first points of the night, and somebody out there is really happy they started James Robinson in their fantasy football team tonight, folks. So the Jaguars come out, and what a drive it was. And, folks, we may just have a game on our hands here. Both teams have shown they can move the ball. All right, so now the PAT attempt's going to be An attempt to add an extra point. Let's see if it'll be good. The kick is up, right down the middle. So the Jaguars are up 7-0 in this one. Jacksonville's trying to get their first win of the season here. And we've got 1 minute, 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter, but Jaguars up 7-0 right now. All right, so Shaq says they need to do some better things. You know, man, Troy Aikman with the GOAT commentary there. Let's see, you say, further proof JB is better than Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. I appreciate that. Let's see, Mike says, Jags D is terrible. Is Bengals good? Mike, that's the $1 million question right there. You know, we're all trying to figure out just how good is this Cincinnati Bengals team. I mean, when I was doing my projections for the season, I projected that the Bengals were going to finish third in the division just above the Steelers. And then once the season got started, I was like, well, Steelers got a great defense. Big Ben. But now I'm starting to get back to that. I think this Bengals team is going to be one that nobody wants to play towards the end of the season because they're just going to be a team that's just in a lot of games. The offense is going to do good. I think they're going to continue to improve as the season goes on. But in terms of just how good, I don't think they're playoff good, but I certainly think that they can finish at that, 500 or above mark. Let's see. No good. He is. Let's see. Lewis, thank you so much for joining the stream, man. Glad to have you back, man. What's good? What's good? I hope that life's been treating you well. Definitely let me know who are you rooting for in this one, man. Are you rooting for the Jaguars or the Bengals? Definitely let me know. Let's see. Ishak says, so close to 1K. You're going to get it by Sunday for sure. Hey, that would be real nice if I did reach that by Sunday. That would be absolutely nice. But, hey, whether it's this Sunday, whether it's next Sunday, I'm just appreciative of the journey for sure and really thankful, guys. So definitely appreciate you guys for that. Let's see. Mike says, I forgot to say, great prediction on North Carolina State game. I did call it because, I've watched – I'm in the Georgia area. I've watched Georgia Tech. I've watched Georgia. I saw no offense from either team. But what I did see was that Clemson also had no offense either. And so when I saw NC State on the schedule, I said, NC State's going to beat them. I was like, it just makes sense. I was like, NC State can certainly beat them. And lo and behold, it actually happened. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I saw that coming. I'm thinking Arkansas is going to give Georgia a run for their money. I've got Arkansas in that one, but that's a discussion for tomorrow for sure. But, yeah. Absolutely. I did see that one coming. All right, we're about to get ready for the kickoff here. And again, that was 8 plays, 67 yards, 3 minutes and 53 seconds off the clock, and James Robinson finished it with the touchdown. The thing that I noticed on that one was how the left side of the Jaguars offensive line was able to open up some holes for that offense to run through. If you're the Bengals, you need to find a way to fill those holes. You can't have that there all night. But the left side of their offense has really been blocking well in this one. Kickoff is on the way. It's going to be no return. So the Cincinnati Bengals will be taking over at the 25-yard line. Let's see. Mike says the Bills are small and as unforgettable as on the Bills and you say the only reason they got so much respect on their name is Allen is it's a ridiculous generation quarterback. I mean, I can definitely say that because I know for a while, like, you have to go back to when the Buffalo Bills, and I know you're going to hate that I mentioned this, but the 4 years in a row that they went to the Super Bowl, you have to go back to then, Jim Kelly and company in order for the Bills to be talked about a lot. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow up under center, one back in the backfield, Jamar Chase at the bottom of the screen. They hand it to the back. That's Joe Mixon, and he's going to gain about 3 yards, maybe 2 yards on the carry. And so the biggest thing for this young Cincinnati Bengals team, I see the potential for the offense. I honestly do. My biggest concern when it comes to the Bengals on offense is just, can they stay healthy? That's my biggest concern. We know last year Joe Burrow, he ended up getting hurt, but obviously, that's just one of those things that happen from time to time. But can guys like Joe Mixon actually stay healthy out there? They're going to need this core to be healthy if they're going to continue to have success this season. Out of the shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Fake it to the back. Burrow's looking. Ball's tipped. Incomplete. Woo, that ball was up in the air a little too long if you're rooting for the Bengals for this one. A little too long. Let's see. Mike says you have the Jags 23 and the Bengals 17. So Mike's got the Jags winning. Okay. I mean, the way that they're playing, I mean, there's definitely a possibility that that can happen. I did come into this game knowing that it can happen, but if the Bengals are going to be the team that I think that they can be, these are games that they're going to have to win. You just beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that means nothing if you lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, shotgun formation. They've got 3 receivers at the top, 1 receiver at the bottom. Burrow takes it. Burrow looking. Burrow steps up. He's on the move. He's on the move, using his legs. He throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Great stop by the Jacksonville Jaguars on the play, forcing the 4th and 8 and a punt. And you have to think the Jaguars right now, they would love nothing more than to score again on this Bengals team. So it's going to be up to the Bengals defense to come up and get a stop. All right, so we're getting ready for the punt. Let's see. Mike says, is Carlos Hyde the main running back? Carlos Hyde is not the main running back. However, Carlos Hyde did go to Ohio State same time that Urban Meyer was there. So they do have that connection. So Carlos Hyde does get utilized when he is out there for the Jaguars. But James Robinson is their top tier back. Travis Etienne also would have been in the rotation, but we all know that he got hurt for the year. But yeah, James Robinson is the main back, but Carlos Hyde is utilized because of Urban Meyer and that connection that they had built at Ohio State. Let's see. Mike says, JB, you can't run forever. Every week you try to escape, but you will have to address the great return of Josh Super Gordon. I actually did do a video on Josh Gordon return. You know, I did do that. And so, I mean, going to the Kansas City Chiefs, if you're going to go somewhere, we're better than the Kansas City Chiefs offensively. I mean, get to play with Patrick Mahomes. I know that he's not going to be, you know, one of the more featured guys in that offense, but just being on that team, that'd be a good environment for him. And hey, I mean, a lot of rules have changed in the NFL since the last time he was here. So, you know, it's a good situation for him. Happy for him. I mean, if he'd worked out for the Patriots, I think maybe Brady would have still been there. But, you know, that's a completely different topic right there. But good for Josh Gordon and his return. All right, shotgun formation, 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Robinson's the back next to Lawrence. They fake it to Robinson, throws it. That's Marvin Jones with the reception. Gain of 7 yards. Marvin Jones over from the Detroit Lions. I mean, he came to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I guess he knew when Matthew Stafford was gone, he's like, I'm out too. And so he came to the Jaguars, and Urban Meyer certainly did a good job of recruiting a guy like Marvin Jones. I mean, Marvin Jones, when he gets going, he can really get going. You see guys like Jones, Tavon Austin out there. These are guys that have big play potential. It's just a matter of, obviously, this team getting some chemistry going, Trevor Lawrence getting more comfortable out there, and such forth. Meanwhile, it's the end of the first quarter. Jaguars had the ball and the lead up 7-0 in this one. Let's see. Mike says, I had Jags Luke Farrell, Buffalo's own Chris Manhertz. I had this Jags tight end Corp graded a C-. They really needed Arnold. They really did. I mean, that's why when Urban Meyer brought the whole Tim Tebow experiment, I think that told you a lot about the position that the Jaguars currently were in at that tight end position. I know that they did draft Luke Farrell, another guy who went from Ohio State. And so obviously that connection there. I mean, even though he wasn't there, you know, last year with him, but still – just having that connection and stuff, that made sense in that arch. But yeah, you're right. They really needed to get that center. So when they had, that tight end and Arnold. So when they had that opportunity, hey, that's great. Sometimes they say the best friend of a quarterback, a young quarterback, is having a tight end, you know, because those tight ends that come with height, you know, they usually have some matchup advantages out there. So having a tight end certainly does help. Let's see. Ashak says Joe Burrow would have gotten the first if that catch counted. Yeah, he really would have, like, if it wasn't for that pass interference. And so, but that just goes to show, you know, penalties can change the outcome of a game, especially for a young team that's still finding themselves right now. Penalties like that can derail a drive, and that stuff hurts. Mike says, just a halftime sneak peek. I got the Titans 27, Jets 17, chronologically in order. With your predictions, what did you have? You know what? I actually was thinking something along that lines. I can't remember the exact score that I said, but I was thinking right now the Tennessee Titans, we know for a fact A.J. Brown's going to be out. Julio Jones has some concern as well, so we'll see whether or not he plays. I'm thinking that he probably does play, but if he doesn't play, I mean, hey, Tennessee's offense is not going to have that. And when the Jets are able to just focus only on Derrick Henry, they'll be able to minimize the Titans from scoring like 35 plus points. It'll be something in the 20s, I'm thinking. And then you look from the Jets' perspective offensively. I know Corey Davis would love to take it to his old team. They moved on for him, brought a replacement in Julio Jones. Not only that, Tennessee's defensive backs have not looked that great this year. I mean, they're giving up points left and right to everybody that they play. So there's no reason why. Even someone like Zach Wilson can go out. I think he can go out there and have his best game of the season against this secondary of the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I know week 1 was his best game. He hasn't scored a point probably since then, but I think that changes against the Tennessee Titans because of their secondary. But Tennessee will still win because you still got Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill's still good enough, even without having your A.J. Browns and stuff, to still go out there and find a way to win. All right, 2nd and 3. Lawrence fakes it he hands it to the back, actually. Faked me out on that one. And, yeah, Robinson gains about a yard on the play. That's going to set up a 3rd and 2 situation at the Jacksonville 35. Every time I look and I see Urban Meyer face down like that, I get those remembrance of when he was at Ohio State. And every time we called a pass play, this man looked like he was having a migraine of a lifetime. Like he just completely just looks sometimes like he's just really taking it really hard out there. All right, so you've got Marvin Jones lined up in the slot, 3 receivers, trips at the top of the screen. Robinson's in the back with Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun. Bengals look like they're sending pressure. They send 4. Lawrence steps up. Lawrence throws. Ball's tipped. That's going to be incomplete. Great job by that Bengals defense bringing up a 4th and 2 situation from the Jaguars 35-yard line. So, yes, they're going to have to punt the ball on this one. Great job to get in there and get a hand on the way, because if he doesn't do that, Tavon Austin gets the reception. Meanwhile, you got to like how they're utilizing Tavon Austin down there for Jacksonville. I mean, they're really trying to bring out his potential. So I'm excited for him. Oh, oh, my goodness, the Bengals look like they just jumped offside, and they're going to gift the Jaguars with a 1st down. You cannot do that kind of thing. Absolutely can't. Now, let's see what the referees say. Was it on the Bengals? Oh, so it's on the offense. Okay, so I saw the Bengals move, but they must have saw someone on the Jaguars move, and so that's big because either way, that penalty would have been big. Okay, so yeah, I mean, even the Bengals thought that was on him. All right, so that's 4th and 7. Punts on the way. Let's see if we'll get a return. We will not get a return. I think we should have got a return on that one, but no. There will be no return on that. All right, let's see where am I at now. So, yeah, when the Jaguars go out there, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line early here in the 2nd quarter. So Mike says, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mahomes lost a lot of receiving weapons. He got Hill, but after that, he got Pringles. I mean, the only person he really lost that really mattered was Sammy Watkins from last year. And even then, Sammy Watkins wasn't much of a contributor in terms of during the regular season. He had times and moments where he did step up, like, a couple of years ago. But that's if you're missing Tyreek. But as long as you got Tyreek out there, as long as you got Travis Kelce out there, everybody else they got brings us a lot of speed. I will say that. I mean, you still got Demarcus Robinson as well out there, Pringles, guys like that have an opportunity to step up. So believe me when I tell you that the Chiefs, they've got the weapons, So adding someone like Josh Gordon, that's nice. But they've already got weapons, some young weapons that just needed an opportunity to get the football. Let's see, Mike says D-line for Jags is there. A guy named Malcolm Brown, a defensive tackle. You say I have the defensive line graded a C for the Jags, no stars. That's a good question, is Malcolm Brown there. I haven't heard from Malcolm Brown in a minute since I think he left the Pats. So that's a good question there. And I see that we've got a couple people online here, so just want to take this time and thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Make sure that you guys press the thumbs up button. And if you're somebody that's new to the channel, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel as well, because we do a lot of play-by-plays as well as sports content for sure. So definitely appreciate you guys for coming through. Let's see. Ashak says, low-key, Minka Fitzpatrick would be a solid receiver. And so, yeah, he's got hands like that. He really would. Absolutely. Let's see. Angel, thank you so much for joining the stream. Glad to have you here. Yeah, what's good? Hope all is going well for you. Let me know who you've got winning this one. What is your score projection and who are you rooting for in this one? But thank you so much for coming through for another stream. Let's see. Ashak says, weird seeing Tavon Austin actually play receiver again. I know, right? I had to double look. I was like, wait, T. Austin. I was like, I can only think of Tavon Austin. I was like, wait a second. He did get picked up by the Jaguars, and I'm happy for him. Because if Urban Meyer, the way that Urban Meyer pretty much did this offseason is that he's reaching out to guys that he's familiar with at the college level or that he's seen play at a high level. Try to get those guys and see if he can bring out their potential. I always say with a lot of these guys, they're talented. It's just a matter of being in the right system that brings out the best in these players. And if he can do that for a lot of these guys that he picked up, they're going to be in a good position moving forward long term. All right, Joe Burrow up under the center. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Joe Mixon's at the bottom. Jaguars look like they could be sending pressure. Fakes it to the back. Burrow's looking. Burrow throws it. And that is Boyd with the reception. And that's going to be a gain of 21 yards. And so I absolutely love the way that he does play action. I think he's really gifted with that play action. I saw it when he was at LSU. I'm seeing it now. I love his play action. And now he throws the ball off of play action. And it does help when you have those weapons to throw to. All right, 1st and 10. Joe Burrow up under center. Takes it, fakes it. Jaguars bringing pressure. It's all around him. They've got him, and he's gone down. So great job by the Jaguars just crushing that offensive line and bringing them down. He stepped up, but there was nowhere to go. So that's going to make it 2nd and 16, ball at the Bengals 42-yard line. Let's see. Ashak says DeMarcus Robinson is criminally underrated. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, believe me, I know that because I had him on I picked him up 1 year in fantasy football, and I really noticed that, when he gets an opportunity, he can really go out there and show something, but he's just, hasn't gotten those opportunities yet. All right, Bengals shotgun, 2 receivers at the top, 1 receiver at the bottom. Got the back in the backfield. They hand it to Mixon. He bounced off a tackle. He's running, and he gains about 2 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 at the Bengals 44-yard line. So Cincinnati, they're going to need something big if they're going to get this first down here. Let's see. Angel agrees. JR, thank you. Hey, thank you so much for joining the stream. Glad to have you here. How's it going? Let me know what team you're rooting for and also your score projection in this one. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow in the shotgun. No backs in the backfield. He's got 5 wide. Takes a snap. He's looking. Jaguars send 4. Burrow's on the run. Burrow's looking. Burrow throws it up there. And that's going to be – does it count? I think he's out of bounds. Out of bounds, but nice attempt for the interception there for the Jaguars. But yeah, Joe Burrow, he realized he just had to throw the ball up on that one and hope for the best. So that's going to be 4th and 14. Bengals are going to have to punt to the Jaguars, and let's see if we'll get a return off of this one. All right, nice clean snap. Punt is off. And it bounces into the end zone. All right, so far in this one, the Bengals, they've been able to move the ball, but they haven't been able to capitalize and score in this one yet. Let's see, Andrew says, going for the Bengals since I got a T. Higgins jersey. Nice. And so I'm assuming it's one of the newer jerseys that we're seeing out here because those jerseys look really nice. Not going to lie. Those, like when I saw it released in the summer, the way that those Bengals jerseys look, I was like, man, like I might just have to get me one of those, Jamar Chase type of jerseys or something like that. Like, especially on their road ones. I like their road ones. And so I'm like, yeah, I might have to do that. So I can imagine having a Bengals jersey and having some nice orange shoes to go with it. I mean, hey, I'm right there with you. Ashak says, nice sack. I think I skipped one here. Let's see. Mike says, I got the Jaguars with 2nd round pick and 20 wide receiver. Oh, Shero or something. Is he good? So in terms of what he's been able to do so far, I haven't really seen too much on him so far yet. So I guess time will tell. But as of right now, I haven't seen too much. And that's Chenault, right? So I think Chenault is like middle of the pack. Let's see. Mike says, I got the Jaguars linebacking course, Miles Jack, but no players of note. So you gave him a D-. And so, yeah, Miles Jack, I mean, I remember when they first took him out of UCLA, and so I was all hyped up about that for the Jaguars. And so, yeah, it's just one of those situations where this is a young team. I mean, the Jaguars, I believe the Jaguars and the Texans, if I'm not mistaken, in the offseason, they probably had the biggest roster change in terms of the most like free agents that came in and came out. So they really had like a rehaul when it came to just the amount of guys that they brought in and brought out. So it might take some time for these teams to really just go out there and start developing chemistry. And obviously having a rookie quarterback, they're going to have some growing pains out there. Rookie head coach, no doubt about it. So we'll really see what they look like at the end of the season once they've had some time to really build some chemistry. Let's see. Ashak says, I gotta get off for a bit. I will be back later on, though. Have a great stream. Hey, appreciate you. And you know where I'll be. I'll be right here. So appreciate you for coming through and definitely understand that. All right. Meanwhile, really quickly, while I got a moment, Virginia is still up over the University of Miami, 16-7. They've got 22 seconds before halftime in that one. So, yeah, University of Virginia is currently up on the Hurricanes, 16-7 in that one. All right, so here we go. Trevor Lawrence and company back out there, 1st and 10. At the 20-yard line, shotgun formation. 2 receivers at the top. Fakes it to the back. Lawrence throws it. And that's Arnold. And he gets the first down and then some, 12 yards. So immediately the Jaguars are benefiting the benefits of trading for Arnold. And now you see why they acquired him. All right, so yeah, I love how the Jaguars are utilizing Arnold. He has basically been the safety valve for Lawrence. Anytime they're sending pressure, they're going to dump it to him quickly and let him do what he do. All right, shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Robinson's the back in the backfield. Bengals look like they're sending a lot of guys. They run the ball up the middle, gain probably about a good 3 yards on the play. So that's going to be 2nd down and 7 yards at the Jaguars' 35-yard line. Again, we're here in the second quarter. We've got 10 minutes and 52 seconds remaining to go, and the Jaguars are currently up 7-0 in this one. You've got Trevor Lawrence. He's been 4 of 7 so far, passing 44 yards. Joe Burrow, 7 of 11, 95 yards through the air. Lawrence in the shotgun, 3 receivers at the bottom, actually. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. That's Robinson, and Robinson picks up. He fell about a good 1.5, 2 yards shy of getting the first down in that one. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 from the Jaguars' 40-yard line. The Jaguars, they've been able to move the ball pretty nicely in this one. They even got a touchdown to show for it with Robinson on the ground. And so they just got to keep doing what's working, especially, I think, on that left side. When they're able to run on that left side, they've had a lot of success. The offensive line's doing a great job of opening up some holes out there for them. Meanwhile, the medical staff is attending to a Jaguars player right now. And so they're going to take it to commercial. Let's see. Mike says, secondly, cornerback Andre Ciso, the rookie from Syracuse, and I heard of Shaq Griffin, and so you gave them a C+. That was with CJ Henderson. Okay, and so yeah, Shaq Griffin. I remember he came from UCF, and so obviously when he was with the Seahawks, he was pretty good there. So that was a big signing. When I saw that Shaq Griffin was going from the Seahawks to the Jaguars, I was excited for the Jaguars there to have a cornerback like that, come to the Jaguars. That was pretty big, especially knowing that there's going to probably be a little bit of time before they start winning down there. So yeah, this secondary certainly has potential. So that's why you can go ahead and make a move where you trade away one of your top cornerbacks when you know that you are confident in the remaining guys that you still have on the depth chart. You say still need your opinion. Okay, so yeah, we can definitely talk about CJ at the half for sure. 80s horror fan, thank you so much for joining the stream. Glad to have you here, man. And you say, sorry you're late. You've been on the phone with Jalen Hurts and the entire defense. Hey, I'm surprised. If you was on the phone with him, that should have been an all-night conversation because you need to talk with this man, have a heart-to-heart with him, and let him know that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. You say since Monday. Okay, well, never mind then. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I thought about you, but every time I got the update and I saw the whole how the game was going, man, that was really tough for your Eagles, man. Really tough for the Eagles. Let's see, Mike says Arnold not a big name, but great on the radar pickup, add a key weapon. And so that's what it all came down to. That's what it all came down to. And good job for the Jaguars there to be able to recognize that and make that happen, honestly. Because what you did is you gave your quarterback a safety valve that he can honestly have outside of the weapons that he's got. He's got some nice guys that can make some plays outside, but now he's got a guy that can come in and be a safety valve for him. So it's great for him. It's great for Arnold. And so I'm excited for the Jaguars, now that they've made this addition. And so just remember, everybody who's on the stream, remember to press the thumbs up button for sure. And that if you're someone that's not subscribed, that you do subscribe to the channel for sure, guys. Really appreciate all the support here as I get closer to that 1,000 subscriber mark. So really appreciate each and every one of you guys along this journey. Let's see, you say you were pissed. It was a blowout. I honestly thought it was going to be much closer than that. I really thought that this would be an opportunity for Jalen Hurts to use mobility and then find those receivers against that defense. Meanwhile, Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, he kept it. Way to get the first down and then slide to avoid taking a hit. So great decision by Trevor Lawrence to keep it himself and get the first down. And yes, these Jaguars, they really want this game right here. We're coming up on 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Jaguars are still up 7-0 in this one. Shotgun formation, receivers are bunched. Bengals look like they're going to be sending 4. They do send 4. Lawrence gets the ball out quickly. That's Marvin Jones. And is that going to be a first down? Yes, that'll be a first down for the Jaguars. Listen, you say, I guess I want the Bengals to win. Bengals to win tonight. What's your projection for this final score between the Bengals and the Jaguars? I mean, because right now it looks like the Jaguars, they've had full control so far in this one. I know the Bengals did get in field goal position early on. They did miss that. They had a couple plays where if the penalty didn't step in, things could have been looking different. But right now the Jaguars are doing a great job. Lawrence up under center. Hands it to James Robinson. Robinson, he kicks it into gear. He's running. He lowers his shoulder. He's still moving. What a run by James Robinson, and I expect nothing less from this guy. James Robinson last year, Jaguars picked him up as an undrafted rookie. I remember because I picked him up on my fantasy team because I had just lost Saquon Barkley in my fantasy football team. He stepped in, and he was an immediate star. And so this is what he does. This is who he is. This is James Robinson right there. So absolutely a great play right there, picking up 20 yards and taking them all the way to the Bengals' 25-yard line. Again, on this drive is 6 plays for 55 yards so far in this one. And look at the difference in rushing yards in this game. 102 for the Jaguars and just 6 for the Bengals. Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the top. And this time he hands it to the back. Yeah, and that's going to be a gain of about a yard. Yeah, just a yard pickup on that. So it's going to be 2nd down and 9 to the Bengals 24. All right, 2nd and 9. Let's see. Am I a Trevor Lawrence fan? I am actually not a Trevor Lawrence fan. That goes back to my time at Ohio State, being a Buckeye and watching what his team did to my Buckeyes, particularly 2 years ago. Wasn't too fond of that, wasn't too fond of that call that they called when they say that we hit, that it was a helmet-to-helmet hit. Didn't like that at all. So, yeah, definitely not, one of those fans. I mean, I wish him the best, but I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan. I wouldn't say that. Meanwhile, Lawrence, he throws it. It's completed. He's about a yard shy of the first. So that's going to take it all the way to about the 17. They're saying 2 yards shy. So 3rd and 2 at the Cincinnati 17-yard line. Let's see. Mike says the Jaguars spent their second on the offensive tackle. Walker on Little 2017, second Cam Akers. That's right. 3rd on round guard AJ Can. His name is Andrew Norwell is a star. O-line should be okay. Yeah, they did invest a lot in that offensive line, and a great pickup to actually point that out. Meanwhile, in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the top. Robinson's the back in the backfield. Lawrence is going to keep it. First down. And you see how Lawrence is able to make that cut and get the first down, even with the defender in front of him like that. So that's just what he does. 3-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to be 1st and 10 at the Bengals 14-yard line. That was their 9th play of the drive. They've got 66 yards and almost 5 minutes of time of possession in this one. So the Jaguars, the biggest difference between them and the Bengals right now is that the Jaguars, they are willingly running the ball so far in this one, and they're having a lot of success doing it. So the Bengals, they have to find a way to stop this drive here. They don't want to get down 2 touchdowns right now. The offense is yet to find the end zone. Lawrence in the shotgun, 2 receivers up top, takes a snap. Lawrence is looking. He throws it. And it's caught by the tight end. Arnold, what a reception. I mean, he basically scooped that one with one arm. No, I'm sorry, that's Luke Farrell on the play. So, okay, nice. It must be contagious at that tight end position. All right, so now we're looking at a 2nd and 3 situation from the Bengals 7-yard line. And Urban Meyer, he wants this win bad. I think he just realized, folks, that there's no Purdue on the schedule, so he's got to find a way to beat one of these teams. So he says, why not the Bengals? Lawrence up under center, 2 receivers up top. Robinson's the back in the backfield. Tavon Nelson in motion. They hand it to the back. That's Robinson. He's running. He's still moving his feet. That's going to probably be about a yard pickup at the best. All right, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 3 situation here at the Bengals 7-yard line. I'm sorry, 3rd and 2. All right, here we go. This is a big 3rd down here. We've got 5 minutes left to go here before the half. The Jaguars are killing the time of possession, folks. Nearly 16 minutes, opposed to the Bengals having 8 minutes and 42 seconds. Lawrence in the shotgun, takes a snap. He keeps it. He's still running. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown run. That's got to remind you of his Clemson days right there. So touchdown for the Jaguars. And the 0-3 Jaguars are currently up right now against the 2-1 Bengals, 13-0, pending the extra point. Yeah, and that just goes to show. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he can stop on a dime, folks. And that was a nice cut and nice finish in the end zone. All right, so let's see about the PAT. Kick is up, and it's good right down the middle. So, yeah, the Jaguars are up 14-0 in this one. So the offense is showing up. The defense is showing up. And that's what happened, folks, when you have a game where there's 2 young teams that are playing. You throw records out the door. It's going to come down to who's going to go out there and who's going to want it most. And right now, that team is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see. 80 Sword fan says, I said the final score of the Eagles-Cowboys is going to be a 63-3. So what do I know? Hey, nothing wrong with having a little confidence in your team. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Mike says, oh, that's right. Undrafted running back. That was really good last year for the Jags. Oh, yeah, he was that dude. And so you say, 80s, who do you got for this game? And so let's see. Mike says, who the Bengals got at running back? That's right, Joe Mixon. How good is he? Joe Mixon, he is pretty good, to be honest. He's pretty good. The problem I've had with Joe Mixon has simply just been, at least from an on-the-field perspective, it's just he's got to stay healthy. That's really it with him. If he can stay healthy out there, he can be good. I know last year the Bengals, when he went down, they had Giovanni Bernard, but he's no longer there. Obviously, he's in Tampa Bay. So it's more so on Mixon to really stay healthy this year for the Bengals so they can utilize him in that backfield. Because, I mean, outside of him, I honestly couldn't tell you who the backup running back is right now. But he's definitely a big part of what they do, especially if you're talking, run game, back passing out the backfield, all that stuff. He can make some plays. And so his help is going to be critical to helping a guy like Joe Burrow make it through the season and have a great, successful year. Let's see. You said Trevor Lawrence needs to drive Aaron Rodgers to the barber. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, he just got his hairstyle is reflective right now of just how he feels about the Packers, honestly. Let's see. 80s Horror fan says, Mike, that you've got the Jags winning 24. Oh, that's right, the Bengals winning 27-24 over the Jaguars. And so I think the Bengals will have a pretty strong second half here. I think so. Let's see. Soulfly, thank you so much for joining the stream, man. How's it going? Yeah, let me know who you got winning this one. Definitely would love to see who you got winning this one and also your score projection in this one. Okay, so Soul's like, okay, so you like his look? Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've actually got a coworker that looks just like Aaron Rodgers, just like him. And so I keep saying that he's Aaron Rodgers out there. So absolutely. Let's see. 80 Short Fan says, I agree, so it was a joke. I'm about his hair because I don't have any. And so, yeah, that's tough. Hey, man, like, believe it or not, guys, I actually used to have dreadlocks like a couple years ago and stuff, but I cut my hair. So, yeah, I'm not going to be one to throw no hair jokes out there myself. So, meanwhile, the kickoff, and we're going to have a return by the Bengals. Let's see, the 10 makes it all the way to about the 14-yard line. So there's 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this one. This is the perfect opportunity now. If you're the Bengals, try to score now. Maybe you get a stop, and maybe you can try to score again before the half, if not after. But you definitely want to get some points on the board before the half. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Burrow up under center. Tight end motions to the top. One receiver at the top of the screen, two at the bottom. Joe Mixon gets the carry. He's running. That offensive line is moving them forward, guys. That's a nice pickup of about 7 yards. They should give some of those stats to the offensive line on that one, because they just moved them and kept those legs moving to get him all the way up there. All right, so 2nd and 3 at the Bengals 21-yard line. Again, there's 4 minutes and 10 seconds before the half. Joe Burrow up under center. They've got one receiver at the top of the screen, two at the bottom. They motion one to the top of the screen. Joe Mixon's in the backfield. They hand it to Mixon, and he's met at the line, makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be 3rd and 2. All right, so this is a very important 3rd down here for the Bengals, because if you don't score now and you let this Jaguars team get the ball back and they score again, now you're really in trouble. So for the sake of the Bengals and for the sake of this game, definitely hope that the Bengals find a way to get a 1st down here. I mean, just look at the difference in the total plays here. Jaguars 30 plays, Bengals 17. Jaguars killing the time of possession. Let's see, Burrow's in the shotgun. No backs in the backfield. You've got Joe Mixon lining up at the bottom of the screen. Joe Burrow takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it. It's caught, but for no yards, basically. At best, maybe a yard pickup. So, yeah, that play never had a chance from the start. So, they tried to get something over the middle. Just wasn't there. So, they're going to have to punt the ball. Yeah, I'm not too fond of that play call right there. You only got a couple yards that you need. You got to run something that's going to get you the 1st down. You have to. All right, snap is good. Punt's on the way. Let's see if we'll get a return. All right, so there's going to be no return. So, yeah, we'll have the Jaguars taking over at their 37-yard line, and this is fresh off of the touchdown drive that they just had. So obviously, this young team, they're feeling confident right now. They're feeling good right now. They want to continue to score. They haven't won a game all year, so this could be really big for the Jaguars if they can find a way to pull together this game and actually win. Because being as young as they are, head coach never got to win. Quarterbacks never had a win. So for these guys, this is really big right now to have this lead right now. So if they can score again before the half, that's going to really boost their confidence even more. All right, Lawrence up under center. One back in the backfield. Chenault motions to the top of the screen. Play fake. Lawrence is running. He's throwing it deep. And it is caught. It is caught. Wow. Chenault Jr. with the reception. Wow, I thought he was going to run out of bounds, guys. I honestly thought he was about to run out of bounds or either just taking a run. But he kept looking downfield. That's one thing I noticed when he's running. He's still looking downfield, and what a throw he made. Excellent throw. And that's why he was the first pick of the draft, guys, because he can do stuff like that. So now we've got the 2-minute warning, and we've got the Jaguars already knocking on the door here at the Bengals 12-yard line. Cincinnati, you got to do something here. Bengals have got to do something here. All right, let's see. Where was I? Yeah, definitely understand that. This happens. All right. Let's see. Mike says, who did the Bengals play previous 3 weeks? Okay, so I know last week they played the Pittsburgh Steelers, beat the Steelers. Week before that, I believe they played the Chicago Bears, and the Bears beat them. And then in week 1, they beat the Minnesota Vikings, I think, in overtime. And so off the top of my head, I think those are the 3 teams that they played right there. So, yeah, you got the first game of the season against the Vikings, won in overtime. That was a nice surprise. And then losing to the Bears in week 2, but then week 3 bouncing back and beating the Steelers. So when you've got a young team like this, for the Bengals, I talk about how good their offense can be, how good they, can become as a unit, but they're still young. So there's going to be some inconsistent weeks. It's just a matter of which Bengals team are you going to play. Are you going to play the Bengals team that's going to come out and play, or are you going to play the Bengals team that looks young? So you're never gonna know this year in terms of when they step out there which team you're gonna get. All you're gonna know is that this is a team that certainly has a lot of potential. And so, yeah, I was not a fan of that offensive call either for the Bengals. I mean, you only need 3 yards. I mean, how hard is it to run a couple guys beyond 3 yards? And so to throw it like that, knowing the linebacker is right on him, I mean, I'd have felt better if he just scrambled for it at that point. I'd rather you do that than just give the play away. You're down by 2 touchdowns. You haven't scored yet. We're almost at halftime. You got to make a play. So I'm right there with you. Yeah, definitely too conservative on that one. Let's see. Mike says the Bengals have a 2nd-round pick without many stats. Drew Sample 2019 and 5th-round pick. That's right. CJ have the Bengals tight end corpse at a C. And so, okay. And hey, that was a good throw because I literally thought that he was about to run out of bounds. I was like, okay, he's about to run out of bounds or to throw the ball away. But next thing I know, he was throwing it up there, and he put the ball out there on the money. So that was great. And I gotta like the way that they are spreading the ball around out there. I mean, you look at everybody out there. I mean, like they've gotten – already 6 guys have gotten receptions. 6 different guys have caught passes, and Trevor Lawrence is 8 of 11. So 6 of those 8 passes have been to different guys. So that just goes to show they're all about winning. They're spreading the ball over to who's ever open. Lawrence up under center. He hands it to the back. That's going to be about a gain of about a good 2 yards there. So it's going to be 2nd and goal here at the Bengals 8-yard line. All right, so the Bengals, they called a timeout. I was wondering why the clock stopped there. So the Bengals had called a timeout. Try to save some time because they're going to have to score. They have to do something. They've got to try to hold this team to a field goal and then try to get a touchdown themselves. Definitely would love to hear what's going to be said at halftime, though, to these Bengals because they need to come out. I know they have the potential, but you got to say something to get this team going, honestly. All right, so Trevor Lawrence lined up in the shotgun. They motioned Marvin Jones to the top of the screen. 2 receivers at the bottom, including Tavon Austin. Lawrence with the snap. Lawrence looking. Lawrence is moving. He still got his eyes downfield. He throws it. Yeah, just throws it away. So now we're looking at 3rd and goal from the Bengals 8-yard line. If you're the Bengals, you got to find a way to make sure that they don't score a touchdown on this drive. Hold them to a field goal attempt, and then hope the offense can score before the half. All right, 3rd and goal. And in case you forgot, we are at the Bengals, so therefore that crowd's going to try to make some noise and help this defense out. All right, Lawrence in the shotgun. Got 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. All right, so the Jaguars forced to burn a timeout. Let's see. While we have a timeout here, let's see. Mike says the Bengals, Riley Red is a known veteran. 1st-round pick center. Billy Price is okay. 1st-round 2019 tackle. Jonah Williams a tackle. A former Bills. And I know you know your Buffalo Bills. Guard Quentin Spain is good. Bet. And let's see. Soulfly says for sure Mixon should be popping 100 yards a game. He really should. He honestly should. You know, there's a lot of running backs right now that I'm a little disappointed in the way that they've been utilized. I think of a guy like Miles Sanders. I expect that he should be able to do better than what he's been doing this year. You know, guys like Antonio Gibson. I know he finally had a decent game this past game, but still not happy with the way that they utilized him so far this year. So a couple running backs right now, I'm not too fond of how they've been used so far this season. I just mentioned two guys that was on my fantasy team, so maybe that might be why, but still. Lawrence in the shotgun, two receivers at the bottom, one at the top, takes a snap. He's looking, throws it quick. Now Shenault shakes the guy. Ooh, could that be a fumble? Could that be the break that the Bengals needed? Ooh. All right, so they're saying that he's down at the 1 yard line. Yeah, let me see this replay here. Okay, yeah. He's down. He's down. He is down. You see, Mike says second Xavier. Sue is okay. Second round pick guard. Jackson Cameron. So Fly says you must be a Bengals fan knowing all of this. He's actually a Buffalo Bills fan, actually. Oh, man, looks like they're going to go for it here. They're going to roll the dice. Never mind. Everybody's going to call a timeout. All right, so yeah, Urban Meyer, he's pumped up that his team is going out there and actually performing the way that he's hoping. Let's see. Ooh, field goal or the touchdown. So, I mean, it's 1 yard away. Trevor Lawrence has done a great job of making decisions in terms of whether to keep it or hand it off. The left side of the offensive line, in my opinion, has done a tremendous job. I mean, the right side's been good too, but the left side particularly has done a tremendous job. So if I'm calling the play, I'm either going to give him the option to either hand it to Robinson or keep it himself and run to that left side of the line. I know that Lawrence has been running to the right side a lot, but I do it to the left side. All right, Trevor in the shotgun. Two receivers at the bottom of the screen, Jones at the top. Takes a snap. Lawrence is going to keep it. He's trying to plow forward. The Bengals might have stopped him. He might actually be short. Oh, what a big-time stop. What a big-time stop. Trevor Lawrence tried his best to power through, but it wasn't enough. Wow, I need to see that replay. What a stop by the Bengals, just what they needed. That was the best case scenario for these Bengals. Oh yeah, they won the battle on that one. They had the size advantage. And so, yeah, Urban Meyer's like, oh, man, I wish I can have those 3 points now. Let's see. So, Fly says James Robinson off left tackle touchdown. It would have been. It honestly would have been. I mean, even the play that they called was not a bad call, honestly. If he pitches that ball, like if he fakes like he's about to go in, because they're going to respect every time he makes that cut, but then maybe bounce it outside, it probably still could have worked. Meanwhile, they're going to attend to the injured Cincinnati Bengal right there. But, yeah, I mean, 53 seconds, 2 timeouts. First things first, the Bengals got to make sure they don't give up a safety. That's the first thing first. And then once they get past there, see if there's enough time to maybe get a field goal on this drive. But they did their part. They made sure the Jaguars did not score again. That was huge. Let's see. Meanwhile, the score is currently Jaguars 14, Bengals 0, 53 seconds remaining before the half. The Jaguars, they scored a touchdown in the first, scored a touchdown in the second. The Bengals, I mean, early on, it looked like they were going to be the first team to score. They missed the field goal attempt and have not been in position to score since then. So, yeah, right now in this one, though, when you look at the stats, Trevor Lawrence, 9 of 13, 127 yards so far in this one. He's been sacked once. Joe Burrow's 8 of 12, 95 yards. He's been sacked once as well. And on the ground game, that's where you see the biggest difference there. For the Bengals, you've seen about 5 different guys carry the ball tonight. on the ground. So as a team, 21 carries for 115 yards. And for the Bengals, Joe Mixon's the only one that's gotten carries, and he's carried the ball just 5 times for 14 yards. So the difference on the ground, the difference on time of possession favors the Jaguars in this one. Joe Burrow up under center. They got to make sure that they don't do anything foolish. It's going to give up a safety or anything. They're probably just going to run the ball with Mixon. Jaguars showing pressure. 5 seconds on the play clock. All right, so they'll take the penalty. Yeah, when you're already backed up like that, I mean, you might as well go ahead and take the penalty. Delay the game. All right, so that's going to be half the distance to the goal. They're still going to be 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line, well, half-yard line. Burrow takes a snap. Quarterback sneak. Keep them legs moving enough to get them out of the end zone. Let's see. Mike says, I can't get the game because the NFL greedy. Thanks for the good description thus far. Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, so, I mean, it's currently right now, Jaguars up 14-0. We're about to go to the half soon because right now the Bengals are just trying to make sure they don't give up a safety right now with 15 seconds left to go. They got to run one more play. Burrow up under center. All right, so that's going to be the delay of the game. Okay, well, never mind. It's going to be a timeout prior to the delay of the game for Cincinnati. Yeah. In that situation, you definitely, I mean, you might as well burn a timeout. You're about to go to the half anyways. You don't want to lose any yards right here and end up in a situation where you give up a safety because of it. So definitely understand that. Let's see. Magic Mike says 7 thumbs up. He says, you think we can get to 10? That's a great question. So anybody that's watching right now, let's try to get the 10 thumbs up before the half. So really appreciate you guys and all like that. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow and the quarterback sneak still moving backwards. I mean, he might have picked up maybe about 4 or 5 yards on that quarterback sneak. Wow. But there you go, guys. We are at halftime now. The Jaguars are up 14-0 in this one. If you're the Jaguars, you got to be feeling good about this. But you know, there's still a whole second half to go. If the Bengals go out there and score first and second half, we'll have ourselves a game. So, I mean, the big thing is the Bengals were able to prevent the Jaguars from taking that 3-0 lead. So here we are at the half, guys. And so, yeah, just to recap so far what's been taking place in this one. I mean, you've got the Jaguars currently up 14-0 in this one. Trevor Lawrence, 9 of 13, 127 yards through the air. Joe Burrow, 8 of 12, 95 yards through the air. And when it comes to on the ground, I mean, my goodness, the Jaguars, led by James Robinson, his 12 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown. But as a team, 21 carries, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. As a team, Trevor Lawrence, he's got 5 carries for 26 yards as well. And this one for the Bengals, they've only got 2 guys that have even rushed the ball. Joe Mixon, 5 carries, 14 yards. Joe Burrow, 2 carries, 4 yards. And those were quarterback sneaks basically to prevent them from getting safeties. So, well, giving up a safety. So, yeah, so far in this one, it has been leaning heavily towards the Jaguars. I mean, time of possession, Jacksonville Jaguars for sure. Ground game, Jacksonville Jaguars. Everything is pretty much pointing towards the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see. Mike says, I'm going to contradict my never kick rule. When you have 2 teams so close and your offense is young and suspect, I think you take the 3. You know what, Mike? I mean, honestly, I feel like they probably still could have got that touchdown, but I feel like you're right in this one. The defense is playing so well to the point to where if you get a 3-possession lead, you got to feel good about where you are right now. So I think in that situation, 3 points probably would have been good, but it's easy to say in hindsight since they didn't get it. I mean, nobody's going to say that if they actually converted and stuff like that. So absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. But yeah, gonna take this time to thank each and every person who's here on the stream. Really appreciate you guys because you guys are the real MVP. So anybody that's watching that's not subscribed, I'd appreciate it. If you do, consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy these play-by-plays or just receiving sport news in general, guys. Because yeah, I appreciate all the support. My goal is that one day I would certainly love to become a full-time, YouTuber in terms of just covering sports news, or if not that, then at some point be able to work for a big-time company, whether we're talking something like SportsCenter, ESPN, or something on that level would be really nice long-term for me. So, I mean, I've went to school for sports management, got my master's in sports management a couple years ago from the University of Florida. So definitely I'm fully invested in making this dream a reality for sure. So I appreciate you guys and all the support. Yeah, but I guess this is the point in time now where we get to talk about some of the moves that did take place so far. So give me 1 second really quickly, guys. But yeah, I love the energy that the Jaguars are playing with today. And I love the play calling that they're going with. And that's what's really separating this. Some of the play calling and this one has been absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I got my master's. When was it? It was 2018 because I got my bachelor's in sports management in 2017 at University of West Georgia. Then I went and got my master's in 2018 from the University of Florida. So I did it in about just a little over a year is how long it took for me to complete that program because I was just stacking it on, taking 3 courses at the master's level each time. I was like, I'm just going to get through this program for sure. So appreciate you guys. All right, let's see. Lewis says, keep it up, brother. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. And so, yeah, believe me, I mean, I was definitely on a mission. I mean, it took a lot of study and a lot of work to get there. Absolutely. And so, yeah, appreciate that. And so, yeah, University of Florida, it's a funny story how that worked out for me. I mean, because it came down, honestly, for me, there was 3 schools that I was considering, but the top 2 sports program was either going to be University of Florida, Florida State, or Florida Atlantic University. Those were really my top 3 choices when I was deciding where I wanted to go to. And because I had such a strong junior and senior year as undergraduate, taking 18 credit hour courses and making a dean's list each semester, especially my last 2 years, I was in a position where the University of Florida just made a lot of sense. And so I was originally from the Florida area in Miami. So I was like, you know what, University of Florida, I'm liking that. So I was like, let's go ahead and see what happens there. So went there, was a great decision. Absolutely miss being at the University of Florida. And so there we go. There we go. You guys learned something new. See, when you show up to the streams, you learn something new. Let's see. Lewis says, I'm a Texas A&M fan, but I respect Florida. Yeah, absolutely. And so anybody that knows me knows that I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan. So when I first made that decision, I remember what Florida did when they had Tebow. They beat us in both, college basketball, college football, all that stuff. And so, but when I went there, I was like, oh man, this feels like home. So absolutely. Let's see. Mike says, I think the Jaguars may take teams sleeping later in the year with Robinson, Austin, and Robinson, and so et cetera. If I'm a quarterback, if Trevor Lawrence does come on, that's going to obviously be the big part. I think that we're realizing that across the league. When you have a young quarterback and he goes out there and he performs, it's going to elevate you. I mean, think about Tyrod Taylor when he was with the Texans. I know he doesn't qualify as a young quarterback, but just saying, with the Texans' current roster, we look at them on paper and we're like, there's a lot of holes. But when he's out there, they were able to fight with the teams like the Cleveland Browns until he got hurt. And so having a quarterback is so huge. And so if Trevor Lawrence can play like he does tonight and continue to show growth, that's what you're going to look for him. The first year, there's going to be a lot of growth that's going to be needed. Same with Joe Burrow. Last year, he did okay. This year, I'm seeing some good stuff. And so I'm seeing the improvement from year 1 to year 2. Obviously, I haven't seen it tonight, but that's okay. When you're young, you're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs. Everybody remember how Peyton Manning started off his rookie year. He did terrible, but then he got better. And by the time he was in his 3rd or 4th year, he was reaching the point where he was about that Pro Bowl, type of player and so forth. Then he took it from there. So sometimes these young quarterbacks, they just need some time to continue to develop in a team that's going to continue to believe in them and put pieces around them. And so, yeah, in terms of CJ, I mean, is CJ currently good? I feel like CJ certainly has obviously a lot of potential. I feel like he's in the right scenario for him. Being with the Jaguars, it was just one of those situations where honestly he didn't have talent, I guess, around him at that level to where he needs. And of course, when you're on the losing team, some players they can't handle that. So I think that you're going to see the best version of CJ moving forward with the Carolina Panthers. He'll be in a good situation down there, especially these next upcoming weeks. And so I think he'll be a good contributor and stuff. Obviously, he's still got a lot more to prove. I mean, it's not like he's coming off a Pro Bowl year or anything like that. So he still has room for improvement, but I think he's going to reach that. And I think we're going to see that very soon for CJ. So I like the move there. I certainly think he has a lot of potential. You say, so you were a Tim Tebow fan? I was not a Tim Tebow fan, because put that on record. When they beat my Ohio State Buckeyes, I was not a fan of that. Was not a fan of that at all. I mean, now that I went to the University of Florida, I've got respect for him, but I was not one of those that when Tim Tebow was in his prime at the University of Florida, I was not there rooting for him. I was rooting against him. I'll put it that way. And so we went to the same school, so I've got no beef with him. Let's see. Mike says, I got the Colts 24, Dolphins 17. What you say? Okay, yeah, when it comes to that game, I projected the Colts to win 28-25. I mean, I like what I saw from Jacoby Brissett and the Dolphins at home against the Raiders. They played much better than I thought they were going to. He was very poised back there. But this Colts team, they can't go 0-4. They're better than 0-4. They are better than an 0-4 team. And so even though it's in Miami, I think it's going to be close, but I think this time the Colts win. Remember, they were right in the game against a team like the Rams up until Carson Wentz ended up getting hurt. I think this time Colts are going to find a way. They're going to run Jonathan Taylor heavy in this one. They're going to find a way to go out there and win this one. I think 28-25, but I can certainly see 24-17 being the case as well. I think that's a great pick. Let's see. Mike says Tyrod don't have the weapons the Jaguars have on offense, I think. And so the difference for both of these offenses, obviously the experience that Tyrod has. He's able to utilize what he does have, especially Brandon Cooks. I mean, I knew, like, if I can get Brandon Cooks on my fantasy team and not have to draft him too early, I had a feeling Brandon Cooks was going to be able to be a guy that's going to make a difference. I've seen him be a number one receiver, whether we're talking about for the Patriots, whether we're talking about – now, I didn't think the Rams utilized him to his best ability, but obviously they already had their receivers, so he was just added on to that. But just looking at Brandon Cooks throughout his career, he's been a pretty solid receiver. So that was just an opportunity for him down there in Houston, and he's taking advantage of it. And so, but that just goes to show when you have a good quarterback, the rest of the pieces, they'll come together. I mean, I one time saw Tom Brady throw to a receiving corpse that had, guys like Rashae Cardwell, guys like him, Chad Jackson, another University of Florida guy and stuff like that. Guys that didn't necessarily pan out, Tim DeWhite, guys like that, and so, but when you have a quarterback that can go out there and play at a high level, it elevates the level of everybody else, honestly. So that's what it comes down to. But the Jaguars offense on paper, I like what they have to work with. I really do. Marvin Jones, I like Marvin Jones. The addition of Arnold, I like that as well. Chenault, those guys. I do like that on paper as opposed to what I'm looking at for Houston on paper. But it's just, Tyrod Taylor and his experience. I mean, the man was a starter at so many teams, but ended up losing his job due to injuries. So, what's this? 80s Horror Fan says, Mike, the Colts over the Fins, not sure. And so, yeah, I mean, hey, it's possible the Dolphins could win, especially if they play like they did against the Raiders. It's possible, but I think the Colts are going to find a way to win. I don't think the Colts start off 0-4. This is one of those must-win situations for the Colts. But if they lose, then, hey, I mean, power to the Fins. I mean, the Fins, they're better than what their record says as well. Lewis says, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys this year? I will say this, I've been impressed with the Cowboys. And 80s Horror Fan, you're going to want to cover your ears on this one. I know how you feel about the Cowboys, so you're going to want to cover your ears. So I'm assuming you've got it covered now. But, yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys are good. I mean, I think I might have been wrong about the Washington football team winning the division this year. And Mike might have been right. I mean, because the Cowboys, the way that they look, I know year after year, we're always talking about the Cowboys reaching their potential, the Cowboys having this on offense, Cowboys having that. But I'm actually seeing it out there now. I mean, seeing Amari Cooper go out there, seeing CeeDee Lamb, and when they finally let Zeke start running the ball or either Tony Pollard, that combination, and just looking at Dak Prescott, he looks like a man playing with confidence. He's out there making throws. He doesn't even look like a guy that's coming off an injury last year. He looks sharp. I like what I'm seeing so far from this Cowboys team. And even the defense is giving me reason to believe that this Cowboys team could be a team that wins the division and maybe even make some noise in the NFC. So I like what I've seen so far from this Dallas team. I mean, I'm not someone that harps a lot on Dallas. I'm not, one of those, Dallas Cowboy haters as well, but I'm just not someone that, harps too much about the Cowboys. But I like what I've seen so far from the Cowboys. And I think that they're the best team in that division, hands down. Like, no one can argue that, I don't think. Let's see. Mike says, I would say Manning looked like Winston. Tons of touchdowns, but a lot of picks year one. And you know why that was? Bruce Arians. That's exactly why that was. I mean, him being there for Manning's rookie year, yeah, I mean, Bruce is going to tell you, let it loose. Just let it loose. He's like, if you're that guy, you're going to throw it. And so Brady had to talk him down from that, but absolutely. Mike says, JB, you're selling the Bills short. I got the Bills 49 or more to the Texans 17. How much did I pick in that one? I think I had the Bills 41 or something like that. I think I was up there in the 40s or something like that. So I did pick the Buffalo Bills to beat the Houston Texans, especially without Tyrod Taylor. Even with Tyrod Taylor, I still would have gone Buffalo, but I probably would have made it a little bit closer. But I mean, yeah, seeing how they picked apart that Washington's defense, I'm going to see against Atlanta, because if Atlanta picks apart Washington's defense, then you might be right about the Washington football team. But we're going to find out. We're really going to find out. I still think Washington certainly has the potential to turn things around, but we're going to see how things play out, because they can't afford to lose to the Falcons. They just can't afford to do that. Let's see. Mike says, Ravens 24, Broncos 13. I don't know how I feel about that game, Mike. Like, I honestly feel like I could see myself going either direction, but I'm going to assume that Lamar Jackson, that he's truly, well, first of all, that he's going to actually get the practice and that he's okay. And assuming that he's okay, I know that the first round pick, he should be coming back, I think, sometime soon. Rashad Bateman, he should be back sometime soon. But looking at that Broncos defense, though, I mean, that Broncos defense, they're playing really good right now. But the thing is, though, they beat up on teams like the Jets. I forget who the other team was that they played and beat up on. So going against a team like Baltimore, I don't know. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. I think it's going to be a one-possession game. But I think the Ravens find a way to win. But maybe it's more so along the lines of 24-20 or something like that, in my opinion. But 24-13, I can see that. All right, getting ready for the kickoff here. And the kick is on the way. So the Jaguars are kicking it off to the Bengals. Let's see if we'll get a return. We will get a return. The 10, the 15, the 20, 25, all the way to the 30. He's still on his feet. Okay, they're going to slam him to the ground now. All right, so the 30-yard line is where the Bengals are going to be taking over. 31-yard line, correction, will be when they're going to be taking over at. Let's see, Mike says, I call the Cowboys winning division, Giants second. Oh, yeah, you might want to change the Giants part. I think the Giants are going to finish dead last in that division. Eagles third, Washington fourth. Last to fight with. No, I think you got to swap the Washington football team and the Giants. I mean, maybe the Eagles might be able to overtake them at some point, but they're going to need Jalen Hurts to step up. Meanwhile, out of the shotgun, Joe Burrow in the shotgun, two receivers up top. Burrow's looking. Burrow throws it, incomplete. He is trying to go to Jamar Chase on the play, incomplete. Let's see. Mike says Brissett gets a Dolphins chance. Unpredictable, yet really unpredictable. He does give them a chance. That comes with the starting experience that he comes with. He's poised back there. And honestly, I mean, some people, they might like him more than Tua back there right now, honestly. But we're going to see. Let's not forget Will Fuller. He's going to be that X factor moving forward. Burrow in the shotgun. He's looking. He's going deep to Jamar Chase. He has him. And Jamar Chase with one heck of a reception there. 44 yards all the way to the Jaguars 25-yard line. And that's the Bengals team I thought I was going to see tonight right there. Way to come out the half and get that completion. That was an excellent throw. Put it right there. Allow this guy to make the catch and get some yards afterwards. Excellent throw and excellent catch. Excellent route running, I should say, as well. Because Campbell, he was lost. He was already tripping for that ball got there. All right, they've got one receiver at the top, tight end motions to the top, one back in the backfield, two receivers at the bottom of the screen. Boy, goes in motion towards the top. Burrow up under center. Chase is the receiver at the bottom of the screen. They handed to Mixon. Mixon, he's running. And he gains about 3 yards on the play. That's going to be 2nd and 7 at the Jaguars' 22-yard line. And if the Bengals can start actually running the ball and complement what they're doing through the air, they might be able to actually finish in the end zone. That's been the biggest difference. And they know that they were losing the time of possession. They realized they could have ran the ball a little bit more in the first half. So I think you're going to see them try to do that here. All right, Burrow up under center. Trips at the bottom of the screen. They motion the tight end to the top. Mixon's in the backfield. Jaguars look like they could be sitting about 5. Play fake. Burrow throws it. Caught by the tight end. He's running. He's still on his feet in the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown, Cincinnati Bengals. And that's Uzomah. CJ Uzomah with the touchdown. Way to run it after the catch. Good job by the Bengals. And, hey, guys, we have a game. First drive, fresh off. Didn't take that long, guys. Just a couple plays. And now they're in the end zone. And we're going to wait the PAT attempt. All right, so now they're going to attempt the extra point. Extra point is up, and it is good. All right, so it's a 7-point game here early in the third quarter with 13 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. So the Bengals, what an opening possession to set the tone and tell the Jaguars, we're not going to lie down in this one. We're out here to fight. What a play. Let's see, Mike says, until week 1, I had the Giants winning, but changed my mind after you taught me some Cowboys, JB. Hey, Cowboys taught me something too. I knew they were going to be good. I didn't know they were going to be this good. You know, Micah Parsons, I'm excited about him. I mean, Micah Parsons is must-see TV. I mean, you'll never catch me going to see a Cowboy or a Giant game, but if I did, it's got to be one with Micah Parsons out there playing for sure. Let's see. Mike says, I got the Raiders 28, Chargers 34. What do you have? Refresh. Okay, so I also picked the Chargers to win, and it was going to be a close game. In terms of the final score, I can't remember what I have for the final score. It might have been something like 38-34 or something like that. But I think we're relatively in the same ballpark in terms of the Chargers winning. I mean, no knock on the Raiders whatsoever. They very well could be, but I just think that this is where the Chargers, if they're going to live up to my projection, this is a game that they've got to win right here at home against the Chargers on a Monday Night Football as well. And so I'm looking forward to streaming that one. I really am looking forward to streaming that one. Both quarterbacks looking great. I've got Justin Herbert on my fantasy football team. So, yeah, you already know what that means. Yeah, I'm a little worried about Sunday Night Football, though, guys. I'm not going to lie. Patriots and Buccaneers, you know I'm a Patriots fan, so I'm a little concerned about streaming that one, folks. So hopefully I'll handle it about as graceful as the Sports Blitz handled his Panthers last time that we had him on Thursday Night Football. So hopefully I'll be able to, contain myself there. Mike says, Chase Young and the Sweat great, but they just get ball out quick. And so, yeah, I mean, right now the Washington football team, they got a lot of work they need to do, honestly. A lot of work. And they're not going to get Ryan Fitzpatrick back for any time soon, so they're going to have to figure this one out, honestly. But we'll see. Obviously, I think at some point, Curtis Samuel, he should be returning to this team. I know we haven't seen what he looks like with the Washington football team since he last left Carolina, but he should be coming off of IR sometime soon. So that might be an X factor that can maybe help this offense get another dimension out there. Mike says Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback. He would pick apart the Broncos, I think. So, I mean, I do like Lamar Jackson. I mean, I love what he brings to the Ravens. I think he's just perfect for them. I'm excited every time I see him out there. And I'm rooting for Lamar to have success in the playoffs. I'm just ready for him to go ahead and destroy the narrative that people have about Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. So you best believe when playoff time comes, if the Ravens are there, and I think I'm going to be rooting for them to have some success in the playoffs. But, I mean, this Broncos defense, I mean, I like what they do. I really like what they do. I like Teddy Bridgewater, but I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a really close, hard-fought game. I'll go with you there and say the Ravens win, but I think it's going to be a very close one. Bengals with the kickoff. All right, so there's going to be no return. So the Jaguars are going to take over at the 25-yard line. The last time we saw the Jaguars, they were trying to go for it at the 1-yard line, 4th and 1, and they fell short. And now they're going back out there only up by 1 touchdown. So they had the possibility to go up 3 touchdowns, but now it's a 1-touchdown game, folks. This is what you want to see. Let's see. Mike says, 80s Eagles, definitely a great trajectory. Think that they hit rock bottom and going back up. And let's see. Mike says one thumb up. Hey, we're one thumbs up away from reaching 10. So who's going to be that person that puts us at number 10 and number 11 when it comes to the thumbs up? Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence, shotgun. Hands it to James Robinson. That's going to be a pickup of about 3 yards up the middle. That's going to be 2nd and 7 at the Jaguars' 28-yard line. You know Urban Meyer wants more than anything to win this game. Urban Meyer's not used to losing out there, folks. So he's going to do his best to try to win this one. And it's going to be smart if they keep utilizing the ground game like this. They've had so much success in the first half, over 100 yards rushing in the first half. Let's see if they can continue this here in the second half. Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun, 3 receivers up top. James Robinson's the back in the backfield. They hand it to Robinson again. This time, he makes it back to the line of scrimmage. I said it before and I'll say it again. The left side of the Jaguars offensive line has done a great job of dominating when it comes to running the ball. And they seem to be running it more so towards the right side as of late. But I think if they go back to running it towards the left side, we'll see some improvement. All right, 3rd and 7. Who's going to get it? Will the Jaguars get the first down, or will the Cincinnati Bengals defense give the ball back to their offense that just scored? Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun, trips at the top of the screen. Robinson's at the, near Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun. Lawrence takes a snap. The Bengals send 5. Lawrence steps up, throws it. Incomplete. So they're going to have to punt the ball back to the Bengals. So how about that? The first half completely belonged to the Jacksonville Jaguars for the most part. And now the Bengals coming out here early in the third quarter, and they've got an opportunity to tie it just like that if they can go down there and score a touchdown. Going to be 4th and 7. Jaguars own 28-yard line. They're going to punt. Remember, this drive was just 3 plays, 3 yards. Punt is on the way. Let's see if we'll get a return. And we will get a return. Let's see the 20. Well, he's bouncing backwards. Yeah, he might have lost some yards on that one. Take it to the 15. So, yeah, the Bengals are going to start off at their own 15-yard line. So, Joe Burrow and company gets a chance to try to follow up that last touchdown with another one. He looks locked in. He looks focused. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see. Mike says his first-round pick, Jamar Chase, wide receiver out there. Yeah, he's actually number 1 out there. So, yeah, that's him, number 1. And not only is he out there, I mean, he's looked good so far this season. I know he made that remark in the preseason about NFL footballs being hard to catch because you can't see the white lines and stuff that you could in college football. But don't let that fool you. He's out there. He's looking good. I'm excited for him in his future. I really am excited for him, honestly. I mean, these rookie wide receivers the last 2 years have really impressed me. That's been coming out of the draft. So college football is doing a great job of recruiting and getting these guys and putting them in the right place. And so, yep, there we go. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all for a young quarterback, I must say. Let's see. Mike says Jesse Bates from NFL Top 100 as a safety. I looked up for the Bengals. And so, yep. Let's see. Mike says you got the Chiefs 28, Eagles 17. No offense, 80s. Yeah. I think that's a really nice score right there. I honestly do. I think I was along the lines of I think I might have had something similar. If not, maybe 31 to about 17 or 19 or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, the Chiefs right now, I did not expect they were going to be 1-2. But if they drop that game, if they drop this game to the Eagles right here, let's see how poised they actually look moving forward. But I don't think they drop this one. I think the Eagles bounce back, get the win, because this is almost must-win territory for them, especially in the AFC West and how things are very competitive right now in that division. Really competitive. Adam Shaq, welcome back. You said you was going to be back, and you're back. So glad to have you here. And, man, you came back at a great time. I mean, we've got a great game going on here, 14-7. Jaguars up 14-7. So absolutely a great time to be back. And that reminds me really quickly. All right, just an update about the University of Virginia versus Miami game. Virginia's currently up 27-14, and that one in the third quarter with 5 minutes, 17 seconds left to go. Virginia looks like they're about to force Miami to punt the ball again. So, yeah, they're up 27-14 in that one. Who's going to win the ACC? I know this is the NFL here, but just, anybody that watches college football, who's going to win the ACC, guys? I don't think it's going to be Clemson this year, but I don't know who's going to win it. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Bengals at their own 14-yard line. You've got Jamar Chase lined up at the bottom of the screen. You've got a back and a tight end in the backfield. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Let's see, Burrow up under center. Tosses it to Joe Mixon. He's running, following his blockers. He leaps over a defender who catches him by the leg. He was almost, if he makes that leap completely, he could be gone. But that's Joe Mixon for you. Every once in a while, he'll try something like that. I mean, look at those ups. I wonder what goes through a running back's head when you get caught in the air like that. You're like, oh, snap, I messed up. He almost did it, though. 2nd and 1. So now that puts him at 8 carries for 35 yards. Burrow up under center. Mixon's the back in the backfield. Burrow takes it, hands it to Mixon. Mixon, he cuts in. He gets the 1st down. That's going to be a gain of 4 yards. Takes it all the way to the Bengals' 27-yard line. All right, so yeah, that's 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati's 27-yard line. We've got about 10 minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. All right, 1st and 10. Burrow in the shotgun. 2 receivers up top, 1 receiver at the bottom. Takes a snap. Burrow's looking. He has time. He throws it. Looking deep. What a reception. But there is a penalty. But for right now, what a reception. But let's see what the penalty is going to be. They say it's near the line of scrimmage. That's a 25-yard completion if it stands. All right, so that's going to be illegal hands to the face. Yep, on the defense. So yeah, that play is going to stand. So yeah, so now the Bengals have a 1st and 10 at the Jaguars' 48-yard line. Excellent throw, excellent catch. Joe Burrow, he had time, didn't even have to step up on that one. Just he had time, was able to look, saw his guy, made the completion. And so look at that. Total yards in the 3rd quarter. Coming out of the half. 107 for the Bengals and just 3 yards for the Jaguars so far in this one. That goes to show, just like that, this team woke up. And that's what I'm telling you. When it comes to young teams like this, the potential's always there. They just got to get it going. And now with the crowd behind them, Joe Burrow up under center. Joe Mixon's in the backfield. Takes the receiver they put in motion. They've got everybody bunched at the line. Fakes it. He's looking. Burrow throws it to Mixon. Mixon drops it. And that might not have been a bad thing right there because I don't think he would have gained any yards. He probably would have lost some yards. So now we're looking at a 2nd and 10 from the Jaguars' 48-yard line. So far in this drive, 4 plays, 38 yards, a minute, 50 seconds off the clock. Here in the 3rd quarter, 9 minutes and 45 seconds remaining to go in the 3rd quarter. Jaguars currently up 14-7, but the Bengals looking to try to score on their 2nd straight possession. No backs in the backfield. 5 right, including running back Joe Mixon at the top of the screen. Burrow takes a snap. Jacksonville sends 3. He throws it. It's completed. And that looks like Boyd, and it is Boyd for the 1st down. Gain of 12 yards on the play, and that takes him all the way to Jacksonville's 36-yard line. When you give Joe Burrow time, he's going to pick you apart. I mean, if you give him time or if he gets play action and you don't have a defender in his face, he can take advantage of that. All right, so here we go. Taking over the Jaguars' 36-yard line. 1st and 10. Burrow up under center. They've got 1 receiver at the bottom of the screen. That's Jamar Chase. Up, and there's going to be a timeout here by the Bengals. So, yeah, the Bengals are going to take a timeout. I personally wouldn't have did that. I want to keep that momentum going, but I guess they have their reasons for doing so. But I'd like to keep that momentum that they currently have right now, keep it going. Let's see. Mike says, I like the Bengals edge rusher Sam Hubbard, Ohio State. That's right. Is Mike Daniels the good one pick from the Packers defensive tackle? I believe Mike Daniels is that guy. That's right. Let's see. Mike says, key DJ Clark news JB. And so give me 1 second here. We'll get to that after this. All right, 1st and 10 at the Jaguars 36-yard line. Burrow up under center. Tight end motions towards the bottom of the screen. Jamar Chase is at the bottom. Joe Mixon is in the backfield. Let's see. Burrow takes a snap. Hands it to Joe Mixon up the middle. And he's got some yards. Does he have the first down? He's still moving his legs. That's at least 11 yards. Taking it to the Jaguars 25-yard line. Joe Mixon doing what he does. There's some pushing and shoving going on. Yeah, but Joe Mixon up the middle. I mean, you see the burst, you see the quickness, but you also see the power on that play. He went head to head with a linebacker, took it shoulder to shoulder, and just kept it moving. They always say the low man wins, and man, he got low on that one. All right, one receiver at the top. They motion tight end to the top as well. One back in the backfield. Burrow hands it to Joe Mixon again, and he picks up about 5 yards on the carry. So that's going to take him all the way to the Jaguars' 20-yard line. So now these Cincinnati Bengals, they've woken up now. This offense is finally looking like what I thought they'd look like when this game first started. It took a while, but we're here. If they had made that field goal earlier in the game, this possession could possibly have won to try to take the lead, but they did miss a field goal earlier in the game. Important to take note of that as well. So you really want to finish in the end zone if you're the Bengals. You don't want it to come down to a field goal. All right, Burrow, shotgun. Joe Mixon motions up to the top of the screen, so now no backs in the backfield. You've got Joe Mixon at the top. You've got Jamar Chase at the bottom of the screen. 5 seconds. Burrow takes a snap, throws it to Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase, trying to stay on his feet, gets back to the line of scrimmage, unable to make the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down situation, about 3rd and 5 at the 20-yard line of the Jaguars. So now we've got 3rd and 5. So let's see what the Bengals call here. All right, in the shotgun, 3 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. 1 back, let's see, in the backfield with him. Let's see what happens here. Jaguars look like they could be sending 4 on the play. They take the snap. Jaguars do send 4. Burrow throws it, completed. That's going to be a first down all the way at the 8-yard line. And that was Boyd. So if anybody started him in their fantasy league, I'm telling you, you are not regretting it right now. All right, so we've got a 1st and goal here at the Jaguars' 8-yard line. 9 plays, 78 yards, 4 minutes and like 41 seconds time of possession so far in this one. Burrow going to line up under center here. Got Jamar, I think it's Jamar Chase at the bottom of the screen. They hand it to the back. That's Mixon. Mixon takes it all the way. Is he in? Is he in the end zone? Is he in? They're saying that he's just shy. That was so close, literally so close. They say football is a game of inches, guys, and he had to fall literally just shy. But what an effort. He's showing that after he makes contact, he's making contacts with linebackers. That was Miles Jacks who had the first shot of him. He just bumped him over and then just kept moving, falling just shy of getting in the end zone. Joe Mixon showing that he spends a lot of time in the weight room. He plays a lot bigger than his size looks on TV, I'll say that. Oh, yeah. I just go ahead and I quarterback sneak it or either hand it to Mixon up the middle. Quarterback sneak is the call. Is he in? Is he in? Touchdown. They're saying touchdown, Bengals. Joe Burrow with the quarterback sneak up the middle for a yard to finish that one off. And just like that, here we go. Just like that, we've got a game. We've got a game. As Tio would say, get your popcorn ready. We've got a game. So, wow. How about that? I mean, what really stood out to me on this drive for the Bengals is not just their ability to pass, but also their ability to run the ball. Joe Mixon, he provided a lot of strength on this one, being able to run the ball up the middle. And yeah, it paid off and put them in position to score. But yeah, great job by the offensive line getting enough push to get Joe Burrow in that end zone. So now we'll await the extra point attempt. All right, so I think the replay system is actually reviewing the play. All right, so yeah, we're waiting on the replay system here to review that. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. But really quickly, an update on the Virginia University of Miami game for anybody that is interested. Right now, Virginia's up 27-21 on Miami. Miami just scored a touchdown to make it a one-possession game late in the third quarter with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter of that game. So that one has become a good game now. 1 second. Oh boy, they're already doing the Brady versus Belichick commercials here. Here we go. One second, guys. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. You say the Eagles will win? Okay. Hey, if it happens, we'll know that you said it first. You say I'm rooting for the Eagles. Please know this. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't want to see the Eagles go out there and win? Now, who wouldn't want to see that? Mike says, what is Clemson's rank now? Clemson is ranked 25, I believe. So they fell all the way down to 25, guys. Like that was, I think they went from 9 to 25. That was a major fall, guys. Major fall. And so there you go. Ashak says game is starting to get good. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a tie. Well, pending this replay system, we could potentially be having a tie game on our hands. I don't think they'll have enough evidence to overturn it, but we'll look and see. And so let's see. Mike says, who grabbed that? Which wide receiver? I must have missed the play on which receiver that was, but yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Burrow is starting to pick it up. He is. I'm telling you. I mean, like, this is the Burrow that I think of when I think of Joe Burrow. I think of a lot of the things that I thought about a young Carson Palmer before he fully took over, probably about year 4. Because Carson Palmer, when he first came into the league, he was behind John Kidna for a couple seasons before he really took over for the Bengals. And it took about a season or 2 before he really took off. So I could see the same thing happening for Joe Burrow in terms of just maybe by year 3, he starts to reach that kind of really year 4, he starts to reach that Pro Bowl level. Mike says, not good. I'm rooting Jaguars. Hey, a good game is a win for everybody. You know, I say that now, but then you find me on Sunday Night Football, and I'm just like, you guys are going to see, like, absolutely. You guys are going to see how I handle when my team is currently playing in a meaningful game. Let's see. Oh, yeah, really quickly, guys. I know you guys might be wondering, just when it comes to the sports splits and stuff, why am I streaming here and where's he at? But yeah, so I spoke with the sports splits, and so he enjoys doing a lot of content in terms of just uploading videos and stuff like that. And so it takes a little bit of a toll on him to do these live streams. And so that's why he's not here with me right now, but definitely do support him in terms of just, checking out his channel and stuff like that and just showing him some support, guys. So absolutely understand it is a grind to do, live streams over and over, but yeah, definitely understand where he's at right now. So that just want to let you guys know why I'm doing Thursday Night Football here as opposed to on the Sports List channel. All right, so it got overturned. So you should be happy about that, Mike. So that's going to be what, 3rd and goal now. Let's see. I probably would hand it to Joe Mixon up the middle. Not gonna lie, that's probably the easiest thing to do, and that's exactly what they do. And this time, it's undeniably a touchdown for the Bengals. So how about that? Some fan out there who started Joe Mixon tonight in fantasy football, they were so thankful the replay overturned this and that Joe Mixon got the touchdown that he kind of deserved for bringing the team down there. So how about that for Mixon on the day? 12 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. He's got a touchdown. Joe Burrow, 14 of 20, 210 yards in the game and a touchdown. Yes, so the young guys, they're getting it done now for the Bengals here in the second half. So how about that? Now let's see if he makes the extra point. All right, so the PAT attempt is up, and it's good right down the middle. So we've got a tie ball game, 14-14. The Cincinnati Bengals have tied it up here. Let's see how this plays out. But yeah, Bengal fans, they're happy now. They were nervous after the first half, but now all's well. And that's for Urban Meyer. He's like, my goodness, like he cannot, he wishes there was a Purdue somewhere on his schedule, guys. Like I'm telling you. Let's see. Mike says with that D the Jags got, we should be able to score on them. I just sent 80s deep or just throw it to UJB. Hey, I'm telling you, man, we can get deep. We can get deep. That's for sure. Mike says 955 subs and 11 thumbs up. Yeah, appreciate you guys. And yeah, I appreciate whoever it was that last most recent subscriber. Really appreciate you. Sometimes my computer notifies me, sometimes it doesn't, but appreciate you for subscribing to the channel because I know I started off with 954. So absolutely. We've got 11 thumbs up, guys. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's see if we can get to 15 by the end of this third quarter, guys. But really appreciate you guys and all the support. Really enjoy these streams, guys, because like you guys have no idea. When I first got started on these streams, it was like very hard to almost make it all the way through an entire game because I started off with basketball. And so like many times it'd be just me. And so having you guys here, it definitely makes the stream just that much more better, guys. So I appreciate you guys so much. And see, Mike says, Lawrence better plan on putting more points up if they're going to win. I think they went into halftime thinking that 14 was going to be enough. Well, no, it all goes back to that touchdown. If they could have got that touchdown before the half and all like that and made it a 21-0 game, but now they failed to get that. So you take away those 7 points. Cincinnati came out with a vengeance here. They finally was able to finish drives. And so now the Bengals are running the ball. Now the Bengals are the team that's winning the second half time of possession. And so, yeah, the entire script is just flipped. And that's not good for the Jaguars because the Bengals are basically doing a better job of what the Jaguars did in the first half. Like they did it in one quarter, what the Jaguars did in an entire half. They've already done. And we're not even done here in the third quarter. So, yeah, the Bengals, they're awoke now. So Jacksonville's going to have to find a way to go out there and respond now. That's right. It's a touchdown. And so Adishak says, wow, so close. That was close. Tied up. Mike says, is Burrow legit? I'm going to put it this way, Mike. There's no doubt in my mind that Joe Burrow is going to become that elite quarterback. But is he there right now? No. He's not there right now, but that's okay. He's young. He's gaining experience. But each year, I think he'll improve, and I think that he will reach that point sometime in the near future. So I will say that about Joe Burrow. But right now, he's still in this young phase. So there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be some ups. There's going to be some downs. He's going to show flashes of a Pro Bowl quarterback, but he's not going to probably be consistent every game right now. All right, so the Jaguars with the return. Let's see if they can make some magic happen here. A fumble. Well, out of bounds. Agnew better be lucky that he fumbled that ball out of bounds. Otherwise, he'd end up on the wrong end of the highlight wheel this time around. Let's see. Mike says, I had the Bengals linebacking corps graded a D-, no stars. And so, yeah, with a lot of these young teams, you're going to see that for real. Because, like, when it comes to, like, the big-name players that we can point to, yeah, absolutely, especially a team like this. And so, but, I mean, in order for the Bengals to compete in the division that they're in, they got to be able to secure games like this. They can't afford to lose to a team like the Jaguars. No offense to the Jaguars, but the Bengals can't afford losses like this. Meanwhile, Lawrence to Chenault, and Chenault got tackled from behind. He looked like he was going to pick up some speed there, but he gains about 5 yards there. So that's going to be 2nd and 5 at the Jaguars' 27-yard line. Let's see. Hashtag says Clemson fell off hard. They really did, which is very surprising because you always see Clemson as a top 3 recruiting school, but we'll touch on that in a second. Meanwhile, shotgun, 2nd and 6, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Robinson's the back. They fake it to Robinson. Lawrence is looking. He's looking. The pass rush is getting there, but he throws it. Is it caught in bounds? Was it in bounds? They're saying it was a catch. Wow. Agnew with the reception. What doesn't he do out there? Let's see. Oh, nice job with the toe drag swag out there. Okay, nice. What a play. Meanwhile, Lawrence in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Hands it to Robinson. No, he kept it. Ooh, he slid and he still got hit. Is there not going to be a penalty? Okay, there is a penalty. There we go. That was one heck of a fake, guys. He fooled me. I thought Robinson had that ball. But, yeah, I mean, took a shot on Trevor Lawrence. Can't do it. If you see the quarterback sliding, you have got to find a way not to hit him like that. You just got to. Absolutely, guys. You can't have that happen. So now what you're about to do is you're about to give the Jaguars even more yards here after the penalty. Oh, they're saying there is no flag for unnecessary roughness. Really? And that defender just so happens to be Eli Apple. And he's being tended to by the medical staff there. Looks like it might be his calf. All right, 2nd and 2, shotgun formation. Tight end motions towards the bottom of the screen. And this time Lawrence keeps it again, but he's tripping. He stumbles. And, yeah, that's going to be no gain right there. But there is a penalty. Let's see. There is a penalty. All right, so the referee said there's no flag for that one either. So the referees getting a little trigger happy out there, pulling out the flags the last 2 times when there is no penalties. 3rd and 2. This is big right here because if the Jaguars are going to turn this momentum around, they're going to have to get a first down right here. I feel you don't want the Bengals to get the ball back right now. This offense for the Bengals, they're clicking right now. When the young team starts hitting it, you want to make sure that you keep them on the sideline for as long as possible. 3rd and 2. Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun, no backs in the backfield. Got trips up top, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it. Headed towards Tavon Austin, but incomplete. Great coverage on the play. There was nothing there. So that's going to be 4th and 2. Will the Jaguars go for it? Yeah, that was just good coverage on that play. That it wasn't there. All right, 4th and 2. So Urban Meyer's decided that this is so important to his team. He's about to roll the dice here and try to go for it on 4th and 2. Let's see what they do. You've got trips up top. You've got the tight ends toward the bottom of the screen. Marvin Jones, he's towards the bottom of the screen now. James Robinson's in the backfield with Lawrence. Lawrence is looking. Lawrence throws it. It's caught by Chenault. And, hey, Chenault, nice job there getting the first down for the Jaguars. They took a chance, and it paid off. Yeah, you put Chenault one-on-one in space, you get those kind of results. All right, so Lawrence wants this one, the battle of these 2 young quarterbacks. Who's going to win it? Lawrence up under center, tosses it to James Robinson. Robinson, he's trying to get some yards. Gains about a good 2 yards on the play. All right, 2nd and 8 at the Bengals 31-yard line. All right, 2nd and 8. We are in the third quarter. There's 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this one. We're all tied up 14 apiece. Ball 31-yard line of the Bengals. Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Robinson's the back in the backfield. Lawrence takes a snap. Lawrence is looking. Throws it to the tight end. Tight end tries to run over the defensive back, but he's met by nothing but Bengals. So that's going to be a nice pickup of about 5 yards there. And that's Hollister with the reception. All right, so 3rd and 3. So far in this one, Trevor Lawrence, 13 of 19, 168 yards passing so far in this one. He's also got 7 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown in this game as well. He's lining up in the shotgun. Bengals are showing blitz. Jaguars have trips at the bottom of the screen. Lawrence takes a snap. Lawrence throws it quick. And who else? Chenault. He's got some space. All right, so he's going to take it all the way to the Bengals 6-yard line. So how about this? What a game. And so great job by Chenault. I mean, he ran that little out right there, and then he was able to stop, cut it up. So, yeah, great job getting some yards after the catch on that one. And now if you're Jacksonville, you got to finish. You can't do like last time and not finish in the end zone. You've got to find a way to finish in the end zone. 1st and goal. Most likely probably going to be a running play, I would think. Trips at the top of the screen. Lawrence takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it to the back. James Robinson. Oh, man. Did he grab him by the face mask? I don't see a penalty out there. Interesting. Yeah, I probably would look to try to throw up some type of one-on-one jump ball to Marvin Jones on this one. I think they're looking for anything that's going to be up the middle, whether it's Trevor Lawrence or James Robinson. So I think if you get a one-on-one and you can throw a jump ball towards Marvin Jones, I'd probably try that right now. All right, here we go. 2nd and goal. But it's going to be the end of the third quarter. So we've got a 4th quarter here. And, man, this one's all tied up 14 apiece. You've got the 0-3 Jaguars and the 2-1 Bengals. What's going to happen? Will the Bengals go to 3-1 or will the Jaguars get their first win of the season? 2 quarterbacks, very familiar with each other from the collegiate level. What's going to happen? You got to remember, Joe Burrow, he used to be a quarterback for Urban Meyer at the collegiate level, but Urban Meyer didn't play him, so he ended up transferring to LSU. So I'm sure he would love to beat Urban Meyer and keep Urban Meyer from getting his first win as an NFL head coach. Let's see. Mike says the Bengals secondary B. You got 1st-round pick Trey Rain at cornerback. Yep, safety Jesse Bates. Eli Apple. Yeah, that's right. Eli, another 1st-round pick. 2nd round, Von Bell, 2nd round. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, they are consisted of a lot of high-round picks, now that you mentioned it. So, absolutely. Mike says you got the Browns 24, Vikings 32. I did pick the Vikings as well to win this one. I mean, if you look at how the Vikings played all year this year, they've been in some very close competitive games. They finally got their first win last week. They should have beat the Cardinals, but they missed the field goal in that one. And so I think I could see them at home winning against the Browns. I still think the Browns are a great team. And I'm not swaying at all from my projection for the Browns to begin the season, but I just think that the Vikings can upset them the way that they're playing right now. So I certainly can see that. Let's see. Ashak says, so hyped for the 1K. Yes, we're all excited for it. Definitely we're getting closer and closer now. So absolutely. So, yeah, very appreciative for sure. And so, yeah, I'm really excited for that 1K mark for real. That's just a journey that, as a YouTuber, to reach that 1K mark, that's definitely going to be a moment that I would like never forget when it comes to that point of reaching 1,000 subscribers. So definitely appreciative of that. But I understand that, it's not just getting to that 1,000 mark. It's just the people that you meet along the way. That's what makes it great. Because I see a lot of people have 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers, but yet you look and they've only got a couple people viewing their streams and stuff or their content. So just making sure that you have a great community that, it's supportive. That's what it's really all about, just making sure that you have a great community. So that's what I'm most excited about. It's just being able to continue to grow out this community. Let's see. Mike says Rams 42, Cardinals 24. I honestly could see that. I know I projected it to be, I think I projected it to be a little closer than that, maybe one possession. But I honestly could see that Rams giving Kyler Murray a lot of problems back there. I honestly could see that. Meanwhile, 2nd and goal, Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun. He's looking. Pressure gets him. They got him for the sack. What a big sack that was. Big sack for the Bengals. Oh, man, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what this penalty is. Will it be against the Bengals? And if so, that'll be absolutely so big because you got the sack. That's big. Holding. Automatic first down, so that's going to be on the Bengals holding Von Bell. And, yeah, you can't do that. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. And Arnold's trying to find a way to get into the end zone. That's what he's trying to do. But, yeah, you just can't have that happen. You can't have it. All right, here we go. 1st and goal. After the penalty, at the 4-yard line, this play, 10 plays, 73 yards, 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So if you're the Jaguars, you got to come away with some points here. Jaguars are going to burn a timeout here. But, yeah, Bengals have got to find a way to at least try to hold them to a field goal here, ideally. And just to recap what's been happening so far, you've got Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. You know, Trevor Lawrence, he's 15 of 21, 186 yards. He's been sacked one time, but he also has a rushing touchdown, 7 carries, 34 yards, and that rushing touchdown so far in this one. You look at the Bengals, Joe Burrow, 14 of 20, 210 yards, 1 touchdown. He's also got 3 carries for 4 yards in this one as well. So here we go at the 1st and goal. Let's see. Meanwhile, another update for the University of Miami and Virginia game. Virginia's up 30-27 right now, with 9 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in that one. Meanwhile, actually, Miami had just scored, so now it's 30-28. University of Virginia has that 2-point lead. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence up under center. Marvin Jones goes in motion. They hand it to James Robinson. Robinson keeps them legs moving. That's a touchdown, baby. That's a touchdown. What the referee say is short. What do you mean that's short? I thought he had it. Maybe I need to check the replay. Maybe I missed something on that. Let's see. Oh, no, he got a touchdown. Come on, that's as clear as day. I know I saw that on first glance. I'm like, come on, man. He clearly got a touchdown. Come on now, that's a touchdown. Some poll fantasy football owner right now is going to need that touchdown to count for James Robinson. So that's a touchdown. All right, so the play's under review. It shouldn't even take this long. Like, it really shouldn't take long at all because that's a clear touchdown. Let's see. Ashak says, Eli Apple gives me some big nostalgia. Remember when the Giants fans hated him, and then he had that one decent year for New Orleans. Yeah, when you think of Eli Apple, the first person that comes to mind is actually just, his mom and her involvement and stuff. But I know that the Giant fans that were not fond of Eli Apple. I listened to a couple channels that are mostly tailored towards the Giants, and anytime Eli Apple comes up, there's something negative being said about him. So absolutely understand that. Let's see. You say awesome catch. And so Mike says, oh, Hyde was inactive route. Yeah, Hyde became inactive. They mentioned it before the start of the game. They say his shoulder just wasn't feeling right, so therefore they just kept him out. Let's see, broken ankle for Clark. That's a terrible thing. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Mike says very close in this chess game on paper. Yeah, but this game this game is big for both teams, but especially if you're the Cincinnati Bengals and especially if you're a Bengals fan and you're like, look, I really need my team to actually go out there and get a touchdown. Well, to win this on game so that we can compete in that division, you got to win games like this. You have to win games like this because the good teams, they're going to win these games. That's the difference between a good team and an average team. The good teams are going to win the games they're supposed to win more times than not. Mike says, who is this Chenault? What is he, a receiver? Yeah, he's a right receiver. I think his number is number 10, if I'm not mistaken. And so I know he's been with the Jaguars for quite some time. And so Chenault's definitely been a guy who they've been able to rely upon in that pass game. So, yeah, definitely a key contributor in that offense for them. Mike says, what team Urban Meyer coach? Yeah, so Urban Meyer, he's the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars in his first year coming from, well, really from retirement from college. But, yeah, he used to coach at Ohio State most recently prior to this couple of years ago. But, yeah, he is the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as for Burrow, he's the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. So there you have it. Joe Burrow, quarterback for the Bengals. Urban Meyer, head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see. Mike says that Rams D is crazy. Yeah, I mean, crazy good. I mean, my man went out there. He didn't break just one ankle. Hurt one ankle for Carson Wentz. He went out there and hurt both of those ankles. So, yeah, I mean, you can see it in the preseason too. I mean, all the fights that the Rams are a part of, whether it was them, whether it was their fans, I mean, they get after it. That's one thing for sure. They're aggressive. Meanwhile, the extra point attempt, because the call was reversed, so it is a good touchdown for the Jaguars. And so the extra point attempt is up, and it's good. So the Jaguars reclaim the lead, and they're up 21-14. They had a long possession, so now we'll get to see how Joe Burrow and company is going to respond to this. If they can go out there and score another touchdown, guys, look out. But if you're both teams, you want to score every time you get the ball in your hands. But that was one heck of an effort by Robinson to finish in the end zone on that play. Let's see. Mike says you've got the Falcons winning 27-17. I went back and forth on that one, Mike. Not going to lie. I went back and forth. But I'm just going to believe that the Washington defensive line is going to show up and have their best game of the season against this Falcons team. And maybe this is the game that changes things for them. Let's see. Mike said you've got the Steelers winning 20. Well, you've got the Packers winning. Steelers 22, Green Bay 38. I don't know if Green Bay's offense is going to score 38 points on the Steelers, but I definitely do have them winning as well in that one. But I am curious how Aaron Rodgers is going to look against this defense. If he really gets it going, it could be something like that. All right, so the Jaguars are about to kick it off. All right, so it's going to be no return on the play. So we're here in the fourth quarter here. So Joe Burrow and company, will they be able to respond to the Jaguars scoring a touchdown on that drive? Penalties definitely did aid the Jaguars on that scoring touchdown last time. But, hey, let's see what the Bengals can do. Because this is what it takes to be a good team. If the Bengals want to start considering themselves in that conversation, they're going to have to win in games like this. They're going to have to. We see it this year with the Raiders winning close games, tough matches. We see that with the Ravens as well. You got to win these close ones. Burrow in the shotgun, 5 wide, takes a snap. Jaguars send 4. He throws it to the tight end. That's going to be a completion gain of about 8 yards on the play, bringing up a 2nd and 2 at the Bengals' 33-yard line. And so, yeah, if I'm the Jaguars, I got to find some way somehow to get pressure in Burrow's face right now, because these guys are just going out there, and when he has time, he's picking you apart. And Mike says, who else is rooting for the Jaguars? And all we hear is crickets in the background. Burrow up under center. Got one receiver at the bottom of the screen. Joe Mixon's the back in the backfield. Burrow hands it to Mixon. Mixon runs up the middle. He's got the first down. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards on the play. So sets up a 1st and 10. Bengals 37-yard line. Let's see. Mike says, JB, forgive me. I'm not liking that. This is sounding, Mike. He said, Buccaneers 42, Patriots 13. Mike, I hope you're wrong, Mike. I hope you're wrong. But sadly, I'm afraid you might be right here, Mike, but I'm hoping that you're wrong. Really hoping that you're wrong. Bengals, Joe Burrow up under center. Got one receiver at the top of the screen. Joe Mixon's at the bottom. They motion tight end to the top of the screen. Takes a snap. Hand it to Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon tries to get something, but there's nothing there. He might have actually lost a yard. Let's see. They're saying back to the line of scrimmage here. So that's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line of Cincinnati. Here in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the game. We've got the Bengals trailing by a touchdown, 21-14. And so Ashtrack says touchdown. James Robinson. Oh, yeah, that was a touchdown. That definitely was a touchdown. 2nd and 10. Burrow in the shotgun. Got 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Takes a snap. Jaguars send 4. He throws it to Tate. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Boyd on the play. So Boyd, with a 4-yard reception. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 at the Bengals 41-yard line. And so, if you're Cincinnati, you really want to get this first down. You feel like the way that this offense has been going, that they can score, but this is going to be a big 3rd down for both teams right here in this game. Burrow in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Mixon's next to Joe Burrow in the shotgun. Burrow takes a snap. Jaguars send 5. Burrow throws it. It's caught by who other than Boyd. That's going to be a first down. That's 8 yards on the pickup. So Joe Burrow, he's looking comfortable in the pocket. He's standing there delivering passes. When you don't put enough pass rush on Joe Burrow, this is what's going to happen. He can make the throws. I mean, that's what he did at LSU. If you want to mess him up right now, you've got to get in his face. You got to move him off his spot. Meanwhile, you have Boyd on the sideline right now. He looks like he's dealing with some pain. So Boyd's going to be out. Meanwhile, the Bengals up under center. Joe Mixon's in the backfield. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. They hand it to Mixon. Mixon might get a yard on the carry. Takes it all the way to about the 50-yard line. So that's going to be 2nd and 9 at the 50. Yeah, it looks like maybe Boyd hurt his wrist on the play. So we'll continue to monitor what's going on with Boyd over there, but definitely right now this is important for the Bengals, I think, to go out there and try to score. They've got 5 wide right now. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Joe Burrow in the shotgun. Jaguars send 5. Pick it up, and that's Jamar Chase. Great play right there. First down for the Cincinnati Bengals. Pickup of 12 yards on the play. Now it's 1st and 10. Ball on the Jaguars 38-yard line. Again on this drive, 7 plays, 37 yards, 4 minutes and 2 seconds here in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes and 25 seconds to go. With 10 minutes to go basically here in the fourth quarter. So now the Bengals, they're starting to have some tempo here. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. You've got a back and a tight end also in the backfield with Joe Burrow in the shotgun. Jaguars send 4. Burrow steps up. He throws it. He's going deep. To whom other than Jamar Chase, but it's incomplete. Incomplete. So great coverage there by the Jaguars, but that's incomplete. He tried to hit his main man, Jamar Chase. And anytime he has an opportunity to throw it to Chase, that's where he's going. I mean, that's who made him who he was at the collegiate level. They had great times together, and that's who's helping him out here at the NFL level. If you're the Jaguars, though, you got to make an effort to try to start looking back for that ball, because you never want for there to be a case where you get called for that pass interference just because you didn't look back for the ball. Burrow again in the shotgun, no backs in the backfield. Takes a snap. Jaguars send 5 again. Throws it to Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase picks up probably about 7 yards on the play. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 at the Jaguars 31-yard line. So right now, Jamar Chase starting to get warmed up here for the Bengals. So far tonight, Jamar Chase, 6 receptions for 77 yards. Him and Tyler Boyd have been huge for the Bengals tonight. Boyd got 7 receptions for 99 yards. Meanwhile, Burrow in the shotgun, 5 wide. Jaguars are showing a lot of players that could be blitzed. Let's see which players actually drop back and which ones actually blitz. They actually just sent 3. Burrow, he's got time, but he's moving. He's moving. There's a flag. He throws it. It's caught by the tight end. The tight end in there for a touchdown. Touchdown Bengals, but let's see what the penalty is. But if this play stands, that'll be a touchdown for the Bengals. But let's see what the penalty is going to be. This is huge. This is huge. Penalties decline. That was on the defense. Illegal use of the hands. Penalties decline. Touchdown, Cincinnati. How about that? The tight end, CJ, with the play. I love the play calling that the Bengals are doing. I love the tempo. I love when Joe Burrow has time to step up and make these kind of plays. What a job. I mean, because Joe Burrow on that play, he had to move around a bit. I mean, the Jaguars only sent 3, but he was moving around, found this guy, and it worked out. So let's see if the PAT can be good. Now, remember, early on in this game, the kicker did miss the field goal, and so therefore, if he made that, they'd have the lead right now. But extra point is up. And it's good. Extra point is good. So we're all tied up, 21 apiece. Let me refresh this so the scoreboard can update. But yeah, we're all tied up, 21 apiece, guys. Okay, I guess it doesn't want to update right now. But that's all right. Yeah, so we're all tied up, 21 apiece here. Let's go ahead and get some of these comments out here. Mike says, I'm a James Robinson fan. Write it down. Hey, I love me some James Robinson. He saved my fantasy football team last year. He really did. Without James Robinson, it would have been a long year because Saquon let me down. I promised myself I'd never draft him again. Let's see, 84 fan says, Mike, I don't care who wins, just want a good game. There you go. Let's see, Mike says, maybe the Jaguars should not have drafted a running back and addressed another need. I was surprised. Matter of fact, I didn't like the move when they did that, but I understand. They tried to trade up because they wanted to get Tooney out of Florida, Kadarius Tooney. That's who Urban Meyer wanted to select, but the Giants selected him. Not a lot of people would have saw that coming. I mean, they picked up Kenny Golladay. They already had some receivers there, but they drafted Tooney, and so therefore, after he was off the board, they decided to take Travis Etienne because Urban Meyer wants to use him. I guess how he kind of used Percy Harvin and stuff like that, and try to convert him into more of that receiving type of running back. But yeah, I would not have taken that direction, especially when you picked up Carlos Hyde as well. I wouldn't have did that. If I was going to take a running back, there's plenty of good running backs that I felt went undrafted in this previous draft. So you could have addressed another need with that one. But Urban's going to do what Urban's going to do. So, but I was surprised by that one in the draft. I really was. Mike says, where was Burrow from? Yeah, so Joe Burrow, he was from LSU. He originally was with Ohio State, but when they decided to start Dwayne Haskins over Joe Burrow, so after that, Joe Burrow went elsewhere, and then that's when we ended up seeing that Justin Fields went to Ohio State during that same year. So it worked out for Ohio State. It worked out for Joe Burrow at LSU, won the championship a couple years ago, and hey, he had one heck of a season down there with LSU. And so just seeing him have the success that he has here, I'm happy for him. I really am. Let's see, Mike says, Oshinoda, 2020 second round pick. Okay. So, yeah, it took me a minute earlier when you mentioned that receiver earlier, but yeah, it Chenault definitely. Let's see, Ashak says, great route from Jamar. Love me some Jamar Chase, guys. Love it. And so 10 minutes, plenty of time. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We still got plenty of time. Now we've got 9 minutes left in this one. All tied up, 21-21. Now let's see if Trevor Lawrence and company can respond here and score again. The kickoff is on the way. There's going to be no return, so the Jaguars are going to be taking over from the 25-yard line. And let's see what they can do with just under 9 minutes to go here in the game, in which we're all tied up here. I mean, ever since we came in the third quarter, this has been an exciting matchup here. Seeing two of the younger quarterbacks in the league out there looking good. That's a great sign right there. That's a great sign for both of these teams. There's just so many great young quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like you think of guys like, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, even Deshaun Watson when he was out there. I mean, so many great young quarterbacks, guys. So the future of this league is looking really good. All right, so Trevor Lawrence takes a snap. He throws it, and it's caught by Marvin Jones. That's going to be 7 yards on the play, setting up a 2nd and 3 from the Jaguars' 32-yard line. Again, 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go left in this one. If I was Joe Burrow, I'd be like, I bet you wish you'd have started me at the college level now. All right, 2nd and 3. Trevor Lawrence up under center. Lawrence takes a snap, hands it to Robinson. Robinson runs. He's met by a linebacker. He's not going anywhere. So that's going to be a gain of 1 yard, setting up a 3rd and 3 at Jacksonville's 33-yard line. All right, so here we go. 3rd down. Who's going to win this matchup here? Will it be the Jaguars offense or will it be the Bengals defense? Jaguars are going to line up in the shotgun. No backs in the backfield here. So Bengals look like they're going to be sending pressure. Trevor takes a snap. Bengals only send 3. Trevor's looking. He throws it, and it's caught by Shenault. Across the middle of the field. That's going to be a pickup of 11 yards there to the Jaguars' 44-yard line. Shenault, he's been very busy today. I mean, you look at his numbers. He's got 6 receptions for 99 yards so far in this one. He's the leading receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, man, the Jaguars, they have a lot of guys that have receptions so far in this one. Jaguars in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. James Robinson's the back. And they hand it to Robinson, and that's going to be a pickup of about 4 yards on the carry, taking it all the way to Jacksonville's 48-yard line. Again, we've got 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter of this one. So time is going to be of the essence. I mean, so far in this one, I've seen the Jaguars have 5-minute possessions. I've seen them have 4-minute possessions. So something like that is going to be important the rest of this drive here in terms of not just can the Bengals get a stop, but if they don't, how much time is left on the clock? Let's see. Jaguars in the shotgun. 3 receivers wide. Takes a snap. Fakes it to James Robinson. He's bootlegging. Now he looks like he's going to run. He does run, and he gains maybe a yard or 2 on the play. So way to get something out of nothing there. Gain 2 yards on the run. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. So far in this game, Trevor Lawrence, 17 of 23, 204 yards passing. We've got 6 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 4. Who's going to win it here? Ball's at the 50-yard line. Who wants it more? Will the Bengals get it? Their fans right now are making a lot of noise to try to make things hard for rookie Trevor Lawrence, who's in the shotgun. They got trips at the top of the screen. All right, timeout by the Jaguars. Very important situation. Got to make sure that your rookie quarterback is on the same page here. That's going to be their 2nd timeout, so that's going to be important to note as well. 2 timeouts they've already burned. Let's see. Mike says, I treat football as a chess match, as risk of repeating myself too many dang times. Looking over this Jags D roster, I don't see anyone who is going to put up pressure on Burrow. So there you go. And so, yep, well said, Mike. Let's see. Shaq says, what a throw. Mike says, whoever Jaguars game GM is, be like, we better score because our D, good luck. What's the flag? Thanks, Eddie. Let's see. Touchdown stands. Oh, yeah, I'm way behind for the comments here. 3rd and 4. Shotgun formation for Trevor Lawrence. You got 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. He's calling for the ball. He gets the snap. Bengals send 3. Lawrence is having to run. Some officials are in the way. They have to move. Lawrence, he slings it down out of bounds. Yeah, that's going to be incomplete. No flags on the play. So we're looking at a 4th and 4 situation here from the 50. So that's a big-time stop there for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go ahead and catch up on some of these comments here real quick. Well, make sure, guys, if you haven't already, that you press the thumbs up button for sure out there, guys. And also, if you're someone new, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel because I appreciate each and every one of you guys and all the support you guys are showing me for the channel. And, hey, we do these live streams a lot of times. I mean, whether we're talking Thursday night football, Monday night football, Sunday night football, or Saturday a little bit earlier in the day and all like that for college football. And then soon we'll be adding basketball to the mix as well. So a lot of live streams, guys, that'll be coming this way for sure. Let's see, 4th and 4. Punts on the way. All right, so that's going to be at the 10-yard line of the Bengals. 1st and 10. So now Cincinnati, if they want a touchdown, they're going to have to drive 90 yards down there. There's 5 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. So if you're the Jaguars, you want to get a stop and you'll still have time on the clock, but you can't let them have those 5-minute plus drives right now, because if they do that and kick a field goal, that could hurt you. Speaking of field goals, let's remember the Bengals early on, they had the chance to get the first points of the game, ended up missing the field goal. Had they made that field goal, they'd currently have the lead right now by 3 points. Will that come back to haunt them? I don't know, but you never want to leave points on the table. That's for sure. Let's see. 80s Horror Fan says it's going to end in a tie. You know what? That's what Teddy would say. If Teddy was on right now, he'd be saying ties right now. He'd be talking about the punt yards, and he'd be saying it is a tie. That's what he'd be saying. Let's see. Mike says great offensive battle. Absolutely. I'm loving this. 2 young quarterbacks going back and forth. Mike says we'll have to finish my predictions another stream. This game's crazy good now, and I'm just listening. It really is. Let's see. Mike says down to the wire. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. 80s Horror Fan says, JB, will this end like the Packers 49ers game? You know what? Good thing that you mentioned that. It very well could end like that, except there's one major difference. The Packers were actually down by a point in that one, so they had to score in order to win. This game, with it being tied up, if that doesn't change, we might see an overtime, guys. Like, there's a real possibility if the Bengals don't score, even if they do, there's a chance we could see this game go to overtime. And I personally wouldn't mind. Let's see, Ashak says, this game is really entertaining. It really is, guys. It really is. And so I'm excited to see how this is going to play out here. Matter of fact, let's see, just to get an update. Speaking of entertaining, if you guys are happen to be, caring about what's happening with the Virginia-Miami game, Virginia's still up 30-28. However, Miami seems to be at Virginia's 14-yard line, and they've got 2 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in that one. So Miami trying to get a win in the ACC, 2 ACC opponents going at it. Who's going to win? So, yeah, both of those teams are in a close one. But if Miami can score and take the lead, you got to like their odds. Let's see. Mike says teams are so equal on paper. And so that's why sometimes you got to throw records out the door, because sometimes football is a game about matchups. It's all about matchups. It's about X's and O's. As you said, that chess match between coaches and stuff. So yeah, definitely. But I agree. These teams, they look so equal on paper. All right, so here we go. The Bengals, they're going to start off at 5 wide. Burrow in the shotgun. Jaguars send 4 after him. He throws it. And that's Boyd across the middle, takes it all the way to the 23-yard line, but there is a penalty. There is a penalty. Penalties can alter everything, as we've seen so many times. Let's see what this is. We're waiting the officials here. Hands to the face on the defense. We're going to decline it. That's Miles Jacks. I mean, how many times are we going to get penalties on him tonight? Okay, he tried to get a hand on the shoulder there, but, I mean, it doesn't matter. Bengals completed it anyways. Burrow up under center this time. One receiver at the top of the screen. Mixon's in the backfield. Takes a snap. Hands it to Mixon. Mixon's running. He's still running. He's still trying to stay in bounds here. He gains probably about 8 yards on the play. So Joe Mixon tried his best to stay out there, but Joe Mixon seems like he's calling himself out right now. I don't know if it's his shoulder maybe or – okay, so, yeah, he's going to be on the sideline. So we'll see how that goes, how that works out for him moving forward. And say, let's see. Ashak says, what was he doing? If you're talking about Miles Jacks, it was just a hands to the face, illegal hands to the face. Meanwhile, Burrow up under center, takes a snap, hands it to the back, and, oh, man, he's met in the backfield, but somehow, some way. That's P. Ryan on the carry there. I almost forgot he's on the team. Yeah, so P. Ryan with a 1-yard carry there. I believe P. Ryan, was he with the Jets, I think, before? I think so. So, yeah, we're looking at a 3rd and 1 situation from the Bengals' 31-yard line. with 4 minutes and 37 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Game's all tied up. A 3rd-and-1. It's a big 3rd-and-1 here for the Bengals. This is one you have to convert if you're Cincinnati. You just have to do it. They've got trips at the bottom of the screen. P. Ryan's in the backfield. They fake it. Joe Burrow's looking. Pass rush all near his feet. Burrow still has it, trying to make something happen, but they got him. They sacked him. That was Wilson on the sack, but there is a penalty. There is a penalty. And the Bengals look like they believe that this could be against the Jaguars. What is this going to be? And yet Tate is like he was held on the play. Somebody better call a flag is what he's saying. And it is on the defense. Defensive holding, 5 yards and automatic first down here. Big time penalty right there. Okay, so yeah, I can see the hold there. All right, 1st and 10. Joe Burrow's in the shotgun, 5 wide. Up, somebody moved. Somebody moved. Was it a lineman? Who moved first? False start in the offense. Going to move them back 5 yards. That's going to be 1st and 15 at the Bengals 31-yard line. You cannot have these penalties. I'm telling you, you got to play discipline in a game like this. All you need is a field goal to win. I mean, if you can take enough time off the clock, that is. But still, this is an important drive. You don't want the Jaguars to get the ball back with a chance to win. Meanwhile, Burrow in the shotgun again. No backs in the backfield. Takes a snap. Jaguars send 4. Burrow's looking. He throws it. That's P. Ryan. P. Ryan's making a move. He makes a cut. He's still going all the way. He's almost at the first down marker. Did he get it? I think he's got it. What a nice effort. P. Ryan showing that he's got some agility to him. Made a nice cut and way to get the first down. Pick up a 15 yards on that pass play. And he's clearly got some fresh legs in this one. And yet he looks like a big back to bring down out there. He really does, but he's shifty as well. 1st and 10, 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in this one. Bengals at the 48-yard line. Take the snap. Hand it to P. Ryan, and yeah, he gains probably about a good 2 yards on that carry. So that's going to be 2nd and 8 here at the Bengals 48-yard line. With 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. Every play matters so much. You have to, first of all, continue to protect the ball. We haven't seen turnovers in this game, so you got to keep that going. Second, you can't have penalties. You just can't have it. And this is going to be on Joe Burrow right now, while Joe Mixon looks like he's on the sideline trying to work things out to see if he can return in this one or not. So Burrow's going to line up in the shotgun formation again, 5 wide, 2nd and 8. 5 seconds on the play clock. Takes a snap. Jaguars send 4. He throws it to the tight end again. I mean, my goodness, this tight end's having a tremendous day. I mean, I wish he was on my fantasy football team right now. Like, we could use a tight end, no lie. But, man, what a play. So now we're looking at 1st and 10 at the Jaguars' 43-yard line. So we're in Jaguars territory. Lined up in the shotgun, but we're going to stop for the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go in this game. All the Bengals need is just at least a field goal and no time left for the Jaguars if they want to win this game. However, their kicker did miss the field goal earlier in the game. So you got to be thinking touchdown. On this drive alone, 6 plays, 47 yards, 3 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in this one. 2 minutes left. Let's see. Mike says, I'm not sure if I read this one before, so let me just go ahead and read it now. Mike says, like chess, you will have garbage teams that happen to cancel out the right strengths of a good team and catch them sleeping, so you never know. Absolutely. Absolutely. Give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry about that. And so let's see. Shaq says, wow, no way. Absolutely, guys. 2 minutes here left to go. 1st and 10 at the Jaguars' 43-yard line. Let's see what's going to happen here. The Bengals right now, they're 2-1. They have a lot to gain from going 3-1 right now. You know, you just don't want to lose, especially to a team that hasn't won a game yet in the Jaguars, that you know that right now they're in rebuild mode. The Bengals want to show that they are for real this year, not next year, this year. And that man, Joe Burrow, is having one heck of a game. 23 of 30 for 316 yards, 2 touchdowns to no interceptions. But let's see, can he lead a game-winning drive here? Burrow up under center. They've got Tate at the top of the screen. One back in the backfield. Tight end motions towards the top of this formation. Let's see. Burrow takes a snap. He hands it to Pirine. Pirine, he's rumbling. He's still moving his legs. There's a penalty out there. It looked like he picked up about 3, maybe 4 yards in the play, but there is a penalty. I see players walking back. That probably means it's going to be some type of holding. 10-yard penalty for the hold. And I said it, you can't have penalties, especially in these key situations. They overcame one earlier. You just can't have it in these situations, guys. You just can't do it. Let's see. Mike says, was it a hold? I don't need refs deciding games, JB. I'm right there with you. I hate to see that happen, too. I mean, these guys out there fighting so hard. Let's not let the referees be the one to make the decisions here. All right, so Joe Burrow in the shotgun formation here. Takes a snap. Jaguars send 4. He's got time. He throws it. It's caught. And it's Boyd with the reception. So Boyd picks up 7 yards here. And they're going to have to continue to do this again. The Jaguars only have 1 timeout remaining. That's important to note. They did burn 2 timeouts earlier, so that might eventually come back to haunt them. But Joe Burrow, 24 of 31, 322 yards, 2 touchdowns. Does he have what it takes to perhaps get this team a first down, which could very well increase their odds of winning this game if they can connect on a field goal? But let's see. No backs in the backfield. 2nd and 14 at the Jaguars' 46-yard line. So Burrow, he's communicating some things to his receivers. 5 seconds on the play clock. Let's see how many the Jaguars send. Jaguars send 4. They get it out quickly to the tight end. Who's rumbling? He's running. He's still rumbling all the way to the 21-yard line of the Jaguars. What a play call that was. Give it to the big man, because the Jaguars, they sent a lot of pressure on that one. Wow. What a play. What a first down. That was 25 yards on the reception. And I'll tell you, Uzomah, he is playing great out there. Absolutely. He has been a big factor. Him and Boyd in this one have been huge so far. Jamar Chase as well. So absolutely love the pass again that we see so far in this one. And so let's see. 80s Horror Fan says, damn, another great game. You best believe it. You best believe it. And so let's see. Lucifer. Yep, absolutely. Hey, thank you so much for joining the stream, though. Glad to have you here. Really quickly, let me know, what team do you want to win? Are you rooting for the Jaguars or the Bengals? But thank you so much for coming through. And say, Mike says, what is your policy on trolls, JB? Do we feed the trolls? And so we absolutely do not. We absolutely do not. I mean, I haven't before, I guess, set any clear guidelines and stuff. But yeah, absolutely none of that. And so as you can see, he's been removed from the stream. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. We do not. And so, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I had to remove someone last time as well that definitely crossed the line, even worse than, this guy. So absolutely. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Burrow takes a snap, hands it to, I believe it's Pirine that's still in. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards right there. So, yeah, here we go. They can pretty much take it down to the last couple seconds here and attempt what would be the game-winning field goal if McPherson can make it. He's going to have a chance to redeem himself here. So just 4 seconds left on the clock, and the Bengals burn their final timeout. I mean, he did hit that game winner against Minnesota, so he's certainly done it this year. And how will the Jaguars handle their only remaining timeout? Will they call the timeout and try to ice them? Will they hold off on it? What will they do? This has been such a great one. If he misses this, we'll be going to overtime. But if he makes it, then the Bengals will get their win and move on to 3-1. Let's see. Shaq says, this game is making me anxious. I ain't even a Bengals Jags fan. Nobody's feeling more anxious right now than McPherson. Can he come through with the big time kick? Let's see. 4 seconds on the clock. 35 yards. This should be in the money, but let's see. Game winner on the line. No timeouts. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's good. The Bengals, they did it. They're moving on to 3-1. It may not have been the most prettiest of games in terms of our expectations, but they won a close one, and these are the games that build character and chemistry for teams. This is big. Everybody feels good about this except the other team. Urban Meyer, he's going to need some vodka after this, folks. He's going to need a lot to get over this, man. You can tell he's going to need a drink after this one. A couple drinks. He's not liking this. He can't even smile for the camera, folks. This is tough. Real tough. I mean, for the Jaguar fans, though, I do feel bad for them. You come so close to getting your first win of the season. They played excellent in the first half, but you know what it goes down to? You know what it goes down to, Mike? It goes down to that early in the first half when they didn't get a touchdown. They opted not to go for the field goal. If they kick the field goal then, maybe we're looking at a tie ball game. If they get the touchdown then, maybe who knows? Maybe they find a way to win. Maybe it's going to overtime still. But one thing we do know is that they left points on the table, and it came back to bite them. It came back to bite them. Let's see. 80 Sword fan says, JB, will Richard Sherman play against the Pats? Richard Sherman himself said that it takes him about a week to prepare. So I don't know if he's going to go out there and play in that game. Will he be ready? But that's something that I'm going to continue to monitor for, if they're going to have him on that active list or not. But I think that they probably would. I don't think they need to play him in this one, honestly. If I'm Tampa Bay, I probably would save him for the next matchup. I mean, who does the Patriots really have that you have to match him up against? So probably not. But, hey, guys, that is the game right there. The Bengals won 24-21. I mean, just going over some stats real quick. You've got I'll start with the winning team. Joe Burrow, 25 of 32, 348 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, no interceptions. That's the difference from a rookie Joe Burrow and the Joe Burrow that we see today. He was sacked just one time out there. You look at Trevor Lawrence, he did a good job out there too. 17 of 24, 204 yards. He had his team in position. Obviously, when he needed it most, he fell short trying to run it in there on that goal line situation. But other than that, it was absolutely fantastic for him. 8 carries for Trevor Lawrence and 36 yards. James Robinson, 18 carries, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns rushing. You look for Cincinnati. Joe Burrow led the way, 16 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown in that one. And receiving-wise, I mean, you look at the receivers for the Bengals. You know, you look at Tyler Boyd. He had 9 receptions, 118 yards. You look at tight end C.J. Uzomah. He had 5 receptions for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 19 yards a catch out there for the Bengals. And then you look at just all the guys that threw the ball to. I mean, Jamar Chase, 6 receptions, 77 yards. That's what you want to see from your first-round pick in a close game. You want to see them step up along the way. And then you look at Jacksonville receiving-wise, it was more so Chenault Jr. with 6 receptions, 99 yards. But they did throw the ball to a lot of guys out there. I mean, a lot of guys got the ball this game. But ultimately, when it was all said and done, the Bengals made the plays they needed to make to pull this one off. And you say, damn, the Bengals pulled it off. They did. They did. And so Mike says the most detailed call yet. JB, I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, I know I put the stream up a little late last minute today, but absolutely. So, yeah, appreciate you guys for hanging out here during this stream. And, hey, we was rewarded with a good game. I mean, a lot of the games that we've covered so far have been really good games. So, absolutely. Let's see. Lucifer says that the winless Jags going 0-17 season is on the way. And so I probably think that they will get a win at some point. I don't know if they play Houston before Tyrod Taylor comes back. Maybe that's a possibility, but I know Houston beat them the first time. So I don't know who they're going to get that win against, but I got to look at their schedule again. If they play a team like the Jets, I think they could beat the Jets. I do think the Jaguars would beat the Jets if they play head-to-head. Other than that, I really got to look at their schedule and see who they can possibly beat. I don't really know. I mean, maybe you catch the Giants on a bad night. I don't know. But, yeah, it's a possibility. I think the Jaguars could very well end up with a top pick, possibly. It could very well happen that way. But then again, you still got the Jets in contention as well for that pick. So we'll see how things play out. We will see. Let's see. You say it was a better game than the Eagles versus the Cowboys. That's because I was here for the stream and you guys was here with me. Had I been there for the stream, who knows? Maybe things would have played out differently. And so you say 0-17. Wow. I don't think anybody's going to go 0-17 this year, not even the Detroit Lions. I think everybody's going to find a way to win one game. To go 0-17, you got to be really bad, really bad, really bad throughout the entire year, consistently really bad. And so, yeah, I think they'll luck up and beat somebody. And let's see, Mike says, you got to know it's going to be close. Myers goofed not kicking. Yeah. Urban's going to learn from that mistake. And so 80 Sword fan says, good night, everyone. Great job as usual, JB. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, thank you so much for joining the stream. And so, yeah, everybody who's here, if you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel because the next stream is going to take place Saturday. That's right. When the number 8 Arkansas plays number 2 Georgia, I'm going to be streaming that game. That's one of the earlier games, so I can definitely get that one. That's going to be the college football game I stream, and it's going to be one heck of a game. You're not going to want to miss that one for sure, guys. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, whether it's for that or the next time we have an NFL one, Sunday Night Football, Buccaneers, Patriots. Y'all know I love the Patriots, so definitely do appreciate that. Let's see, Lucifer says, I don't see the Jags winning more than one game. I think that's fair. I think one game, just like last year when they beat the Colts, one game, I think that's it. And so, yeah, absolutely. And so let's see, Lewis. So, yeah, Lewis, you say, what are my top 5 teams right now? That's a good question, Lewis. It's a great question. Right now, based upon how everybody's played, my top 5 teams right now would have to consist of, obviously, the Rams are up there. The Buccaneers, they're up there. When I look at who else is up there, number 3 gets kind of cloudy. I still have, even though Kansas City record isn't up there, I still think that Kansas City is still a top 5 team in my opinion. I've got the Browns still up there, and I've got Buffalo up there. And so I'm going with those 5 for right now. Obviously, things can change, but I feel pretty strong about that. I know Kansas City right now, they're not playing the best of football, but they're still a top 5 team in my opinion. They're just playing some really tough teams, honestly. It's not like they're going out there and losing to a bad Jets team or something like that. They're losing to close games to really good teams that, division opponents, you throw records out the door, that's going to be a close one. So those are my top 5 for right now. Let's see, Ashak says, great stream. Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. But, hey, you guys have a great night. You guys take care. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys Saturday when we have the next stream, guys. It's going to be a great one, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. So appreciate you guys so much. And you guys take care. Have a great night. Yep, see you next time.